the hood, who you gonna call? Ghostbusters!
One new
Something weird, and it don't look good. Who you gonna call?
Ghostbusters!
I want a new drug. That's what I want. If you guys understand that joke, you understand
won't make me sick.
a whole bunch of other things. Yeah. Well, good morning, everybody. Happy Saturday to all of you. In the room today, we got Amber.
Good morning, everybody.
Steve's here.
Hey, I am.
Producer Zach.
I was trying to sound like, hi.
Hi. And I'm Sean Roberts. Together we are your weekly dose. And as always, we are streaming live to you here from Orange County every Saturday morning.
Can you call?
Good old OC. Thank you for joining us this week. OC. OC in the house. I'm sorry, I'm Long Beach. What can I say?
Nice try to cover that.
I know, right? Thank you guys for joining us. I was literally just thinking about Orange County. I was like, Orange County. Thank you guys for joining us every week as we pay homage to our favorite radio gods, Mark and Brian, with the hopes of being them into the Radio Hall of Fame next year because they deserve it. And for those who have recently followed us, thank you for joining us and being part of the family, and we are so glad you listen to the show.
Yes, thank you guys so much. Today's show is going to be a little bit different. Of course, we would normally play another holiday type of song today, but we are doing the theme of Ghostbusters for a particular reason. And in the room with us also, we have our dear friend from the movie guys, Paul Preston, in the room. And
hello.
There he is.
Hey, Paul.
Hello.
And the reason why we're playing this song, I Want a New Drug, theme of Ghostbusters, is because this was his wife Karen's favorite movie, and probably one of her favorite songs too as well. So today we are paying tribute to our friend Karen Volpe, who
multi-talented,
who passed away recently. So I know this is going to be a different show for a lot of our listeners and everything. So, but this is something that we all had to do overall for ourselves. So that's what today is going to be about. We'll be learning about Karen, her talents and everything. She was just a wonderful, wonderful woman. So that's what today's show is going to be.
Oh, yeah. So don't forget to interact with the show, commenting on our website, yourweeklydose.com. Find us on Twitter and Instagram at yourweeklydose1. Find us on Facebook or email us at yourweeklydose1@gmail.com.
Should I go for the OC thing again?
Why not?
No?
Just give it a moment, you know.
OC. So not only can you download the show for free from our website, but you can also subscribe to the show through iTunes, iHeartRadio, Google Play, Stitcher Radio, and my favorite, Spotify. So just search for Your Weekly Dose, and most importantly, do not forget to rate and review the show because we need that. We need your support. We need you to do all those things.
Absolutely.
All the things.
Absolutely.
All the things.
This is actually a very catchy song, you know.
It is.
Despite the
I do like the
legal ramifications of this song and everything. So I'm going to turn things over to Paul real quick. You guys, you and your wife actually got to interview
Ray Parker Jr.
Ray Parker Jr.
That is true. The great Ray Parker Jr. Hey, everybody. Paul Preston from the movie guys. Thanks for showing up today and listening to the Your Weekly Dose podcast. We'll not be talking about movies this week.
Except Star Wars.
Oh, wait, is that right?
Yeah.
We getting it on?
We're getting it on, bitch.
We got you trapped in the room. It's happening.
I love the film.
Good for you.
It's 2 against 1. Actually, Steve might be on your side, so maybe it's 2 against 2.
But anyway, back.
Don't worry, I can't hate something that really left not much of an impression on me.
Anyway, but real quick, back to.
It was one of the thrills of doing the Movie Guys podcast over at themovieguys.net, and it was getting Ray Parker Jr. in studio for Karen.
That was cool, dude.
Yeah.
That was really cool. She was so excited.
Totally, and the guy is a mad guitar player.
And I didn't realize his back history of being a studio musician and the list of people that mofo worked with. Yeah. Holy cow. I really have any respect for the guy.
So he picks up Karen's guitar at the top of the podcast.
Yeah.
And I'm playing the music, much like you played a song at the top of the show, but we come out of it and he's still playing. And he's just riffing and going, and he's like, Karen's like, my guitar has never done anything like this. My guitar is in a whole other world in your hands. And that was a big thrill for her. It was clearly a goal of mine to get her to see as many and meet as many of the Ghostbusters team as possible. The movie was so important to her. And I'll give you a quick story about that. Her dad went into the hospital when she was young, and this movie distracted her. And then it became more of a distraction, but something she wanted to do. She saw it 10 times in the theater in its original run. Her brothers took her, because her dad was in and out, eventually got a pacemaker. And so that movie not only was super important as a distraction, but it forged her career in comedy. It set the goal of what she wanted to do and what she wanted to be, and the kind of comedy she would do for her life.
Yeah, and which she was really great at. And of course, if you ever want to buy the movie Ghostbusters or even the soundtrack, there's only one place to go.
Amazon.
That's right, baby.
Amazon, because as always, we need to give a shout out to our sponsor.
Like that segue?
Amazon. That was perfect. I was looking something up. I was looking up the musician
You also solved something for me here I wasn't aware of, that people in Orange County do call it the OC, or were you being ironic?
Yeah, the OC.
Yeah.
Really?
The OC.
Yeah.
I thought that was a TV show and everyone went, we don't
No,
call
they
it
Well,
don't
it
call
was,
the
but
OC.
Yeah.
It's an embarrassing thing to say.
And of course,
but
in years it was called
Rachel said it.
Behind the Orange Curtain. So
yeah, that's
yes.
yeah.
Okay, are we ready?
Yes, we are.
Sorry, you were saying
Are you sure?
Amazon?
Amazon.
Amazon,
The place to get Ghostbusters.
the place to get anything Ghostbusters related. So yes, our amazing sponsor Amazon. They've been with us since day one, and we can't do the show without them.
Exactly.
That's right, co-host of the week, Amber.
Oh my God!
Oh boy!
There is no better place to go shopping than Amazon. They have, I was right there, wasn't I? They have everything, so get what you want by shopping on Amazon. Just remember to use our banner.
I'm hurt by that.
So am I.
I know.
After having
I know.
Christmas dinner with him or whatever, I look across
Right?
and I go, we're full. He's messing around with me. I'm going, why can't you be this funny on the show?
I feel
Then he pulls
slighted.
this shit.
I feel slighted. Jeez.
Well, anyway, all you need to
Lee.
do is go to our website, yourweeklydose.com, and click on our Amazon banner.
This is going great.
Damn right it is, Skippy.
You bastard.
And bookmark it. That way, every time you want to shop on Amazon, you use the bookmark link that you created. By doing so, you help the show stay on the air.
Plus, you get the shopping done without the big crowds. And I was at the, I went to the gym yesterday.
What?
And it's,
Wait, go back.
It's in the
Gym?
Buena Park.
Oh, don't start. Don't start.
It's in the Buena Park Mall where there's a Walmart. And it's like 2 days after Christmas, and the parking lot is full. People are like cruising. They can't find parking spaces, and the entire was pretty wild. So there's a lot of crowds out there. So even after Christmas, you can go to Amazon and take care of things. Now, what I did today was, since it was Ghostbusters, what I did was I Googled Amazon Ghost and came up with this interesting thing. It's a book and a product called the Amazon Ghost, and basically it's very similar to the way eBay Stealth is set up. It goes through the same process and shows the person how to create new Amazon accounts after being blocked or suspended. I like to call these accounts Ghost
I think it was Zach needs
accounts.
Ghost accounts.
So
No, I don't.
there you go.
I thought you were blocked.
I thought that was interesting that they have a thing like that.
Oh, eBay.
Oh, was it? Oh, that was eBay. You were
it
blocked.
eBay?
No. Amazon, I am blocked.
Yeah, I thought so.
It's
So
more like banned.
You need this
Oh my
this
gosh.
book to
So
go around that.
That's what we need to get for Zach then.
That's fine.
exactly.
I like free stuff.
All right.
It's not really free, is it?
If I don't have to pay for it, it is.
Okay, wow. Hey, Zach, if you're going to do all
Yes.
of your shopping online
Tell me more.
and not go to the stores, there's only one place to go, yourweeklydose.com, and use our banner to do it.
That was a
I
cute
should do it.
laugh. I liked her
Yes.
laugh there.
Yeah, so my son wanted to go the day after Christmas to GameStop, and that was a nightmare. And we only had to walk a block.
Wow.
We had to walk. We walked. We didn't drive.
God, are you okay?
No. Hey, you have no idea how many steps I get in a day.
Yeah, you do.
I'm the Energizer Bunny.
Yeah, you
So
do.
yes, Amazon. Back to Amazon. Amazon.
Remember, when you use our Amazon banner, you help support the show. Amazon, work hard, have fun, make history.
Make.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, let's catch up with each other real quick also. So, Amber, how was your Christmas?
You keep starting with me. My brain's not awake yet. It was It was great, but it was just Christmas is it's an interesting thing for me. Yeah, so it's good. And I made it through. I put it this way. I'm on the other side of it.
Got it.
The kids are happy.
Did they get what they wanted?
Yes, they did. They got my girlfriend spoiled them. I don't like to spoil them. I'm pretty careful. She went over the top.
She spoiled me.
Can I?
She did.
Yeah, she did with
She
you.
spoiled
Especially, I know
everybody.
mine's right there.
Yes.
So I love it. That's awesome. So we all had great gifts.
It was wonderful, and I'm glad that I'm on the other side of it. Now
Cool.
let's get past the new year and get rolling.
There you go. Zach, how was yours, bud?
Well,
Keep it short.
it was fun.
Can he?
I actually got some things I didn't really expect to. Did you know eBay gift cards exist?
Yes.
Yes.
I did not know that. I was like, I'd never seen one before. And the other thing that got my mom kind of cracked me up is those gaming chairs that have the speakers built into
Oh,
it.
yeah, those are pretty cool.
And yeah, you plug your headphones into it.
Yeah.
This one folds in and folds out so you can take it with you.
Oh.
So my mom's like, I saw it at Walmart, thought you might like it. I'm like, that's cool. I'll sit in that. It vibrates and everything. I'll be playing games in style.
Are you aware that eBay exists? Because I watched Hulu recently. You know how Hulu kind of shows you the same commercials every break?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And it was a commercial for eBay. And do they have to advertise?
No, they
Not
shouldn't.
really.
I thought everybody knows eBay, right? Maybe there's a whole new group of people who aren't
Unless they're in
aware.
a slump or something.
I think
But the
there
commercial's
was a
did you know
slump.
you can buy things online? And they're not new. How exciting for you. I'm like, well, I guess that's a selling.
Maybe
They're
they're
slightly
getting.
worn and pre-owned and might smell a little funky.
yeah, exactly.
But you're getting a great deal.
I've said this before. eBay really is awesome. Amazon's good for obviously being the juggernaut of the Walmart or whatever of online shopping, if you want to call it that.
I'm sure they appreciate that.
But I know, chick-ching. But eBay's really, really cool. You can find things that I wouldn't expect to find at all. And some of them are brand new. You can find things like that on Amazon that are brand new, and it's actually cheaper on eBay. So, yeah, there's an endorsement. I'm done.
I do love my
People
eBay.
who don't know.
Yeah, see?
Well, maybe they're experiencing a little extra competition this year, and they just want to.
Oh, they always have. I think that Amazon
remind people
put a
that,
stick in
yeah.
them for a while,
Yeah.
and they had a slump, but now they're going back up again.
And eBay's been around forever.
I've been selling on eBay since 1998. I put myself
Wow.
through college on eBay.
Jeez.
Well, there's another endorsement.
Steve, how was your Christmas?
I saw more of you than I ever imagined
And never hope to again.
happening. That
Have you had
was
your Sean
that
Phil?
was my Christmas. From Thanksgiving until now,
Yeah.
I've seen Sean more than I've seen myself.
And thank God we only do it once a year.
That's right.
Oh, dear.
But it was fun. A lot of fun. Dinner on Christmas
Yeah.
night with your mom at your mom's house, and it was lovely. Enjoyed it. Good people.
you and I
good
devoured the
times. Those mushrooms were. Oh my God! They cooked sliced mushrooms in balsamic vinegar and
butter.
butter and other stuff. It was amazing.
Yeah, it was.
Really. The two of us were, after the dinner was over, we had the little
Pot between
container,
us.
and we were just picking out of it and finish it out. So
Yeah.
had a great holiday season.
Good.
Great holiday season.
Yeah, same for me. It was pretty easy, pretty simple. The only difference is that we had to get a new hot water heater. So, which this morning the guy came over and installed it for us. It was kind of funny. We went to Lowe's to have them do everything for us, and I guess the people who do the installation for them were a little finicky on what needed to be done for the installation, and they wouldn't do it for us. So
Yeah.
it's kind of like,
Yeah.
okay, so went back and got our refund on all the things that we didn't need and everything.
yeah.
So, and we started calling a couple of different people. Another company wanted to charge us $3,000 for the installation because we needed this done and that done and this kind of breaker emergency thing put in.
Oh, I
Up
see.
to code and all the crap, and so we went with a guy that advertises within our complex, basically. So he just finished, and
okay.
$300, and bam, Larry did a great job.
Yeah, I had a roommate. I was living in Mission Viejo. I was down there for a long time, and she wanted to redo the kitchen. And it's a really small kitchen. It's just one of the small condos, and it was only 800 square feet. So it was a really small kitchen. And she went to Home Depot, and it was like, how much do you want to do all this? It was insane how much money they wanted to, and they contract people through themselves, I guess,
Yeah,
to do this, and it was like, holy crap! It was amazing.
The price wasn't too bad overall because I think it was like 500 some odd or 600 some odd for the water heater that we got, and then like another 300 for the installation, and then it was like not the little extra things like the new hoses and the new this whatever. So it ended up being about 1,100. So that's fine by us, but like I said, the people that came in to do the installation didn't want to do it because one reason was that the shut-off gas valve for where the gas line comes into the water heater tank was being blocked by our dryer, so it wasn't easy accessible. He goes, now this is the excuse I got, because in case there's a fire, it needs to be shut off immediately. I'm thinking, dude, if there's a fire, I'm not going to be in my house.
You go outside and shut the gas off to the house.
The main thing, exactly. So I'm like going, all right, so we went with somebody else.
Yeah, well, they were just looking for you to say, okay.
So, but overall, we got some pretty cool gifts and everything. Roman got what he wanted and everything. So it was nice. So we had a good Christmas overall. So it was wonderful. Paul. You got a good Christmas dinner.
I got a crazy visit from a friend of mine in the wake of Karen's passing. Everybody, what can I do? What can I do? What can I do? My friend Evan took it upon himself to fly here from New York.
I love that.
And arrived about 11:30 Christmas morning. Karen had passed the day before. And we talked for 2.5 hours. And much like any regular Christmas, you open presents, you eat food, and then you go, well, now what? With the rest of the day.
Right,
so we sat there going, what do we do? He was leaving. He had to be at the airport about 10 o'clock at night, so I suppose we could have looked at lights later in the day, but we kind of saw what was open. Was it the LA Zoo? No, closed. Getty Center? No. And then we saw it. Medieval Times.
And I love the fact that you came all the way back.
So we went to Medieval Times for Christmas, and it was packed. Like the shopping here. Families have a goal to go to Medieval Times. For me, it was like, what the hell? But some people, it's like, in 2 months we're going. The family's going. Start saving up. But it was insane. We ate with our hands. We drank mead. We yelled at nights.
Drank mead.
And did your night win?
Whatever we drank, we called it mead. That's how it works.
I like that.
No, our night won a little fight, but he didn't win the whole thing. I was telling this downstairs, but the red knight won, and I just realized now he fought the green knight, which screams Christmas, which might make me think it's rigged. The fights may be rigged.
Night after night after night after night, the nights are rigged.
And so Evan, that was insanely fun, and that he did that, and the house wasn't empty on Christmas.
That's good, man.
So interesting. Everybody in California does stuff right up to Christmas, and then after Christmas, everybody's out. In Ohio, in the Midwest, no, you stay inside. You maybe go to the movies, but you don't go anywhere. It's treacherous.
It's because it's colder in hell there.
Yes. Maybe you go bowling. Maybe.
Oh, yeah.
Maybe you go to the roller skating rink, but you don't go. You don't go outside. Everybody hunkers down and snuggles and watches movies.
Yeah, I worked at a movie theater when I was a kid in upstate New York, which might as well be the Midwest. And I worked a lot of times on Christmas Day. Because that's all people were doing.
Yep. Stay inside and stay warm.
Yeah.
Your family came all this way. You stay in the house with them.
Yes.
And you don't want to.
Suffer.
Yeah, for 10 years, I worked at Disney, and I worked all Thanksgiving, Christmas, every holiday.
They're not going to close.
That's the way you do it.
Well, we want to move on, and a little bit is that there's other people that have passed away recently. If you guys aren't aware, of course, just recently, radio legend Don Imus passed away at 79.
Yeah, when was this? I saw that on your computer, and I had no idea.
Yeah, well, you've been busy, so...
True.
Yeah, so Don Imus basically was a staple of morning drive time radio for decades. He died Friday at College Station, Texas, after being hospitalized on Christmas Eve. He was 79. So he retired from national syndication, Imus in the Morning radio show, in March of 2018. He told CBS News at the time that he was suffering from emphysema, and he was known to his fans basically as the I-Man, who prided himself on speaking his mind about politics, pop culture, and other hot topics. Of course, back in 2007, he got himself into hot water when he referred to
Here we go.
members of Rutgers University's women's basketball team.
Oh, don't do it.
as
Something not nice. Not nice things.
Hose.
Yes. There you go.
Yeah.
And that had nappy heads.
It was horrible.
Yeah, which wasn't good. And of course, he did apologize in front of the team personally, but he did get fired from that and everything. But on the good side of him, though, he dedicated to running his Imus Ranch Foundation. It's a 4,000-acre cattle ranch in New Mexico that offers training and cowboy experiences to children facing cancer and blood disorders and the siblings of infants lost to sudden infant death syndrome. So he did
A little bit of redemption.
a little bit of redemption there. Exactly.
Also
So-
best known as Howard Stern's arch nemesis. Cricket?
Yay.
That is true. This is an entirely different take on Hymus
Yeah.
than I'm used to hearing.
Yeah. So
As a huge Stern fan.
Yeah.
and I think a lot of us grew up with Sesame Street.
Yeah, of course.
Okay. Carol Spinney, the voice of Big Bird and Oscar the Grouch, and who also was the puppeteer for both of those characters, also passed away, age 85 this time, so a little bit older. So, Carol, who gave Big Bird his warmth and Oscar the Grouch his growl for nearly 50 years, he did those puppets on Sesame Street, passed away Sunday. And the Sesame Workshop said in a statement that the legendary puppeteer lived for some time with dysotina, if I'm saying that right, which causes involuntary muscle contractions. So, so if you ever saw Oscar with a little bit of a twitch or something,
You went there, huh?
I went there,
Yeah,
then it wasn't good, they had to redo something.
Would fit in with Oscar. He's kind of
Yeah. Spinney said, before I came to Sesame Street, I didn't feel like what I was doing was very important. And he retired in 2018. Big Bird helped me find my purpose in life. So, and Steve, you got two others, right?
Yes.
Let me just interrupt and say it's rough when you stop doing what you love doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's hard. I mean, I worry about Regis.
What?
No, it's true. I mean, when he stopped doing what he was doing, I'm like, someone's got to watch Regis.
It's been a while, too. Like
So he must
long while.
have some stored up energy that he's just cashing in on like a camel.
Something. Yeah.
He's pretty cantankerous. That's probably what's keeping him awake.
It's very much like Rudy Giuliani right now. It's a little bit like, whoa, keep him busy. Get a handle on these old guys.
Shaky pendulum.
Yeah.
Alrighty, well, we lost Ralph Murphy. For those of you that are not sure, it's a songwriter's heart and soul. More than 100 friends of Ralph Murphy gathered in a small community theater in Wallaceburg, the tiny southwestern Ontario town that's alliteration, that Murphy called home. Yes, he worked out of Nashville, the epicenter of the songwriter's world, where he had an office in the ASCAP building.
ASCAP.
ASCAP seats like a BMI.
I had a whole different vision when I heard ASCAP.
Oh, dear.
Anyway, he received visitors from literally all over the world. He was a songwriter with hits and a gateway for any songwriter who crossed his path. Sorry about
Famous
that.
Canadian.
Needed a friend in Music City. And yes, he was a regular at music conventions, songwriter gatherings from across Canada, United States, Europe, and farther afield. Oh, I like that.
Yeah.
Farther afield.
He was a really good guy. I had a chance to meet him twice at some songwriting conventions.
One of the songs
Were you
here for
farther afield?
Yes.
That's good.
And it actually, when I was doing the country album, he actually helped us out with some of those songs.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
And he goes, "Oh, you guys might want to change this or try this," and it's like, holy cow, why didn't we think of that?
Cool, yeah.
But that's why he's Ralph Murphy.
Well, because you're not Ralph Murphy. I
Exactly.
guess.
Yeah. So really
Anyway,
nice guy.
Ralph died in Nashville. He was 77 years old and recovering from cancer radiation that had mostly robbed him of his voice when he was taken by pneumonia.
Bummer.
So he leaves behind hundreds of friends who trusted his advice. They're like you guys. And he laughed at his jokes and relished his company. He was, for songwriters, a beacon of hope, a fount of inspiration, a source of encouragement, a connector of people, one major adjective after another. So one instinctively knew he could connect you with almost anyone in Nashville. He'll be mourned in publishing companies from Los Angeles to London, from New York to Nashville, and further afield. And then we lost an actor that I have followed a long time, and I noticed in here it doesn't show everything he did. I first, excuse me, of course, came in contact with him. He was on Benson.
Yeah.
You need some tea there, Steve? You want some hot tea?
Probably. I don't know what's going on.
Some tequila.
Oh, that'll
There you
help.
go.
That'll help. I'll just be like a Rod Stewart.
No, I'm the same
voice,
way
but-
with you. When I first saw Renee, it was when he played the character, which was the governor's secretary on Benson, opposite of Robert Guillaume. You know, and great comedic timing.
Oh yeah,
For
he,
him.
he was just really solid.
Yeah.
He knew how to do. He was in a movie, one of my favorite movies, called McCabe and Mrs. Miller, and he played a minor part, but he was like really cool, and I love that. And then he was also on MASH, Star Trek, Deep Space Nine, and he played Fowler Mulcahy on MASH.
On the original match, the movie,
original
though.
movie MASH.
Movie, yeah.
And he was also on Boston Legal, which I loved. Boston Legal. It was a great sort of comedy drama. But he died at 79 Sunday in his home in Los Angeles of metastatic lung cancer.
Wow.
His son, Remy Luc Aubergenois, told the Associated Press, that he had died on Sunday.
Wow.
Okay,
great, great reporting there.
Thank you. Yeah. He worked constantly as a character actor in several golden ages, from the 60s to the 70s, 80s, 90s. He did a lot of things in a lot of different places, and he's all the characters, and he loved what he did, and he said in a 2011 interview with the Star Trek website, I also run into people, and they think I'm their cousin or their dry cleaner. I love that, too.
Hey, there you go. There you go. Well, of course, we lost, sounds like, 4 legends here. But for us in the room, we lost another legend, and which is why we're doing today's show, why Paul's here today. Karen Volpe. There's not enough adjectives in the world to describe this woman. We've gotten the pleasure to know Paul and Karen for a little bit more than a year. I know Zach and I don't know, did you ever go see her perform or no?
No, I wasn't able to go.
Zach and I were able to see her perform, and what a voice. And I'll never forget the first time I got to sit down with Paul and Karen. We were at a restaurant up in Burbank when we first met, really sat down together. And wow, what energy she had. She was always seeming excited about everything. Whatever the next word was, she was excited about, or the next subject matter she was excited about. I've never seen that in a person like that. And she took me by surprise. I'm going, this is not just a couple, but people that I want to be around with for the rest of my life, and we're all kind of doing the same thing. Paul's got his podcast with the movie guys and everything, and they've done an awful lot. And I'm going, these are good people. They got good hearts. So I want to be around, and Paul and I were talking last night, and just, I think the only thing that upsets me is that we didn't get a chance to spend 5 or 10 years with you guys. We only got to spend a year, and within that year, it was a short amount that we got to see Karen perform and everything. But I'm glad I got to see her talent overall.
I remember when you guys came on the show and you
April.
came in here last
April of this year.
It was just it was kind of electric because of the amount of spirit that she has in her. That was just like, this is great, and then you're like sort of like play
I
off
can't
of her.
match her. No, impossible.
You like play off of her.
We had to do that.
Yeah.
But you have your moments with her, because I've been watching a bunch of the videos on her YouTube channel, and you've got like these also small nice little moments against her. But it's like going, this is all I can do.
I'll give you a burst of this, but really, you may not want two Karens coming at you.
Yeah.
Let her do it, and it's great, and then I compliment wherever I could. But no, people have been saying amazing things online, reaching out to me and just sharing stories of her since she passed. And one of the things I really enjoyed was my friend Todd said that she had an empathy that was risky. And that really stuck with me, and I like that because he says, "Yeah, you could." He's like, "I don't know that I like Gloria Estefan, but 5 minutes with Karen, I love Gloria Estefan."
Yeah.
But it is risky because when you are so honest and when you're so energetic and out there and putting your when she shows excitement about everything, that is a risk. Putting yourself out there about everything, and that's you make yourself vulnerable. And in a town that can be, cynical, she just didn't have that, and so it was refreshing to see in a person. And I was lucky to see that for 28 years.
Yeah,
so.
That's cool.
How did you guys meet?
It's 28 years.
23 married. Yeah,
23
5
married
before
and
that.
5
We met in college.
Oh, wow.
Oh, wow. That's
Yes.
long.
Oh, sorry, but if casting directors are listening, this all happened 10 years ago.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Well, I want to play something real quick of Karen's. Do we have her voiceover reel?
My husband thinks he's Mr. Fix-It.
Okay, I got it.
However, there are some things he can't fix when they break. His tools. 20 years didn't take as long as I thought it would. But I'm not worried because I haven't gotten older. I've gotten better. And I take better care of myself now, too. When I was a kid, I had a special dream. My dream was to fly. Lunch is not fun. Lunch is a hassle. But at least it's not expensive. Yes, I know the price of food these days. So, I gave up supermarkets instead. Now I get it all at Aldi. My family is always in a hurry. Monday it's soccer, Tuesday ballet, and I can't even remember Wednesday. After forgetting the dog at the vet for a week, I knew I had to get organized. I haven't always had great luck. Years ago, I got mono just when my French club was off to France. Susie brought me back a beret, and almost everyone sent me cards. Everyone but Tom. He brought back Michel. Attention. The following show features jokes and comments performed either by professionals or under the supervision of professionals. Now, where did I put those parachute pants?
Love it. That's a great reel.
Mm-hmm. That's what I strive to be.
Yes.
I just love her inflections with different things. As I go back and do her theater one.
That's my trouble. I'm a bagel on a plate full of onion rolls. Nobody recognizes me. That's why I was born out of my heart till someone knows me. Oh, light up like a light, right up like a light. I'm thicker and clear. I love her. Very special people. They're the luckiest people in the world. I went to the library, studied the score. I found my 3 lines, couldn't find any more. Then I realized that nothing that car represents the whole theme of deceit. That that story is tense. That car is one thing, must drive off to the end. And it's insignificant. No one befriends them. The jokes on the Nazis. The nuns are all liars. And I play the nun who steals the distributor wine. So, Miss Maria, stand back, Miss Maria. What's that? Who's she? It's all about me. The church is quite progressive now. The people ridicule the fact that so many things are optional. It's hard to find a rule. But through it all, I've often said those ancient Latin prayers that I just learned when growing up. I ache for the touch of your lips, dear, but before the touch of your whips, dear, you can raise roots like nobody else as we dance through the masochist
Funny Girl, wasn't it? She did a little Barbara Streisand.
She did Funny Girl to 2011 at Downey Civic Light Opera. I mean, that was...
That voice, I was like, whoa, because normally Barbara is like... She was
that's a hell of a part, Fanny Bryce.
There.
Fanny Bryce encapsulated what Karen really was, because there's a whole scene in the movie where Fanny Bryce is in the chorus, and it's not suiting her. It doesn't sit on her. She's sticking out. And the director's getting all mad for sticking out. That was Karen.
Yeah.
Yeah, she couldn't be in the chorus, and never did. It was the lead or nothing.
Yep.
So,
just like Barbara.
Yeah.
Say, Paul, didn't you the other day you said that you had a nice long talk with Bill Murray?
True. Karen's hero was Bill Murray, and I guess there were a number of people coming at him from a number of directions to get him to call her.
Really?
And it didn't happen before she passed, but he called afterwards. He said, everybody's telling me I need to call you. So then I got the chance to tell Bill Murray, her comic hero, for 10, 15 minutes all about Karen and how much she loved him.
That's awesome.
And influenced him because, like I said, the Ghostbusters charted her course for how she was going to do comedy for her whole life.
That's awesome.
What was his reaction like, though, overall? I mean,
he was very sad. He missed talking to her. Karen and I went to the Murray Brothers Caddyshack golf tournament in 2016. And if you know the actor Chris Mulkey, he's been on Twin Peaks and Better Call Saul and a bunch of other things. And they realized they had a mutual friend. So Chris said, Karen, you want to sing with me tomorrow? And Karen's like, wow, if I sing, Bill Murray will probably see me sing. And this is something I'm good at. So he said, yeah, we're going to do Baby What You Want Me to Do. We'll do that tomorrow. Karen's like, great, sounds great. And then Chris left, and Karen said, I don't know that song at all. To the internet. So she had a day overnight to learn the song and sing it the next day. And she did, and Bill was in the crowd, and everyone was dancing, having a great time. And he remembered that. So he said, yeah, I remember Chris had a he wasn't aware Chris had this big band and this big blues set that he could do. And then he said, and then he had backup singers. I was like, yeah. So and that was Karen. Yeah, come up, did a duet with him. Wow, and he was cool.
That's neat,
as
though.
you expect him to be. And everyone says that's Karen working from Beyond, making sure that he calls and checks in on me, because that was one of Karen's goals too, to make sure I'm okay.
And obviously, it's been tough. I mean, because when was she diagnosed?
September. Pancreatic cancer is no joke.
Yeah.
We fought hard, but may have been fighting from behind the whole time.
Killed Patrick Swayze.
Well,
quickly there too. I mean, Karen's mother had it, and 3.5 years she lived, but it was caught early to where you could have the Whipple surgery, and that extended her time.
And Karen was diagnosed at stage 4, right?
Correct. It had spread to 4 places already, so there was not much you could do. But we had victories. She got jaundice in between 2 of the chemo treatments, and it wasn't because of the chemo. It was because of the tumors, pinching bile ducts. And we solved that, and it was a huge story and a lot of fighting and yelling at healthcare people to get her seen and get that handled. And, we probably got an extra 3 weeks because of that. Yeah. And so we won battles, but the overall war was not, clearly we didn't win.
Yeah. One thing I noticed with you, and I think Steve and I went up there, I think it was for your birthday, or was it Karen's birthday? I can't remember which. And then we went up for your anniversary after Karen was diagnosed. And both times that Steve and I went up to your house, I just noticed how close your network of friends are.
Well, she put out a video. She said she didn't want to make 100 phone calls, and she wanted her brothers to know her diagnosis, so she made a video and put it online. And I guess it's out there for people to see. I think she had a public Facebook profile, and if you want to go to Karen Volpe's Facebook page and watch these videos, people are getting enormous inspiration out of them, which, of course, is like her. Yeah. So she announced, hey, this is what I'm dealing with, and I'm going to have a party on Saturday. Anyone wants to come out and help me launch the fight against this, please come by. And I watched the video, and I said, oh, we're having a party Sunday.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. 150 people showed up at our house.
Yeah.
So
I mean, people flew from out of town. I mean, we met friends of yours that flew down from Seattle.
Yeah, I just talked to him, and he remembered meeting you. I was told him
Yeah.
about your show was going on in New York, and drove in from Vegas, and it was pretty incredible.
And that's the thing I think that amazed me, and that's what I mean by your network of friends is so tight and so large, you know, that I mean, I'm lucky if I get 5 people over to play poker with me, you know.
Well, yeah, we're completely grateful, and
that's what blew me away, though.
Yeah,
you know?
and they've all been very amazing during all this, and even after this. Because now, again, in the last video, Karen said, "Take care of Paul." So I'm getting calls, "Hey, how you doing, buddy? Hey, how you doing?" And getting wacky adventures at medieval times, you know.
Yeah.
As a result, and and that we call them Karen's Army because I said if you're going to fight a war, you need an army, but. This is a kind of army, to steal a phrase from the Pancreatic Cancer Action Network. This is an army that wages hope. Mm-hmm. And so, you know, we never came from an angry place. And this will sum up everything. What people are saying online is that Karen handled all of this with grace and humor and wisdom and again humor.
And dignity.
And strength and dignity. And so what I can do in the wake of her passing is try and handle this time with the same.
Mm-hmm. She was so positive. I didn't know Karen, but boy, just watching all her videos was really. She's so positive because I had a little breast cancer issue, and it is debilitating. Well, it is just mentally crushing. I'm okay, by the way, but it is just you know, and to have such positivity and to, you know, that's I went inside myself a little bit, and it's hard. It was inspiring to see her. You know what I mean? Be so open and honest, and
people will withdraw or disappear, and it was just people said, hey, how are you being so upbeat and energetic? But Karen knew no other way to be.
That's
right. It just
inspiring.
Was innate, so she was authentic to the end, and and it's been inspiring for people who said your speech about palliative care. I looked into the pain I have in my life that I thought, hey, I just live with, but I don't have to. And I talked to a doctor, and now I have a pain regimen. So she has cancer, and she's inspiring people while she has it. And that's testament to just how amazing she was. And all this past tense shit, it's not easy.
No.
It's hard. You know, it kind of reminds me when I watch Billy Crystal talk about Robin Williams, you know, where he says it's hard to talk about him in the past tense. He was.
Oh, there's okay. So Robin and Karen, just such energy.
Yeah.
Anything that's like not present and energetic and amongst you is foreign right now. And well, you know.
And at the end of it though, and you know, he said, but maybe someday we can one day say, Robin Williams, what a concept. You know, and I think Karen in the same way of what a concept she was and is, I think, because I just wish I got to know you guys a little bit longer and got to know her more. You know, with everything, because to me, and I think I told you this, Paul, she reminded me of my friend Gino that Steve and I know, and you got to know Gino, I think, a little bit too.
Yeah, we worked at Universal.
And you know, I've never seen such a large funeral per se until I went to Gino's. You know, there were over 350 people at his funeral. Steve and I got to speak. He was my son's godfather, and same thing. You know, no matter where Gino went, he brought laughter and joy to everybody. You know, and I see Karen exactly the same way. You know, and I know when, you know, whenever the funeral is going to be for her, or however you're going to do it, there's going to be 350, 400 people there. There is. You know, there's going to be.
I have the meeting at the funeral home today, so I'm glad you told me that.
Yeah,
plan accordingly.
Plan accordingly, dude. Because people. I mean, if you had 150 people come out to your house, you know, I mean, I'm going to expect double of that to come out for Karen and who want to talk about her and everything. You know, and it's going to be a celebration of life for her.
And all those people, you know, people bought bracelets or got bracelets and bought Karen's Army shirts, and hang on to them. Because we're going to be doing 5K walks. We're going to be doing birthday
amazing.
remembrances. We all got to go see Ghostbusters Afterlife when it hits theaters in our Karen's Army.
You need me for a
Ghostbusters
concert?
attire.
I'll be there performing. Whatever.
Sure,
I'll put a band
Memorial
together.
thing.
I don't care. Absolutely.
Yeah.
You know, whatever you need from us. I want to play one of her songs.
Okay, is it going to work?
I think so. Let's test
Can
it.
everybody hear it?
Well, wait a minute. First of all,
Text us if you can't.
you just
Send us
flip off
angry
of it.
texts.
You don't want me to sing it.
Come on, Paul.
Amber, you don't want me to sing it.
We can handle this. I promise. We cannot do Karen, but we can.
And this is called That Ain't Love. And it's something you actually directed too.
I did. It's a video.
Love and feels like love, but it smells a little funny, honey. That ain't love. If he says to you that he'll be true, then you
It's going through. Hallelujah.
That ain't love.
Well, turn it up. Is this freedom rock, bro?
He brought you half a dozen
Break it.
roses. He's such a sweet thing. Comes by right after Rudy's closing.
That vibrato.
But then he's busy when Friday comes around. Is he working too late or is he hitting the town? If it looks like love and feels like love, but it smells a little funny, honey, that ain't love. If he says to you that he'll be true, then you catch him in a whammy, mammy, that ain't love. You met him online. He's got a DSL connection.
It's like weird.
Too bad that online they don't have cyber lie detection. 'Cause every time that he drops you off at night, you watch him leave and turn left, but girl, he lives to the right. If it looks like love and feels like love, but it smells a little funny, honey, that ain't love. If he says to you that he'll be true, then you catch him in a whammy, mammy, that ain't love. When he blew his whole paycheck, you figured, what the heck, I'll give this guy a second chance. Sister, throw away your fears. This guy is smoking mirrors. Next time it disappears, you better get up, get out, go dance. If it looks like love and feels like love, but it smells a little funny, honey, that ain't love. If he says to you that he'll be true, then you catch him in a whammy, mammy, that ain't love. If it smells a little funny, honey, that ain't love.
Ryan's running down the street. I love that.
Yeah, wait till he gets really close to the car, then slam on the brakes.
Yeah, they searched That Ain't Love, Karen Volpe. You can watch that video.
Yeah. How long
That
did it
was
take you to
awesome.
shoot that?
A day?
Really? Everything in a day? Wow.
Yeah. And then post, and obviously preparing. There's some choreography in there.
Yeah.
And other things that we did beforehand. But it was a song written by Chuck Pelletier, and he
Was
wrote
that
a
the old
bunch
guy?
of songs.
Was that the old guy in the thing? Or?
The old guy, the guitarist.
guy?
Yeah, and so he wrote a whole bunch of country songs, and Karen sang them all, and that's Karen's album, "Dinner in a Fancy Dress," that you can also find out there as well. And yeah, thrilled that he needed a voice for his songs, and it kind of came together, and it was perfect. And she recorded that in Nashville, and those are all Nashville musicians on the song
Oh.
too. Yeah.
Oh, right.
Nice. Very cool. Now, she did a Christmas song I also wanted to play for us, too. So let's go ahead and take a listen to that. And it's called Christmas Came Rushing.
Also written by Chuck.
Last year at Christmas we bought a piano. Dragged that thing up both the 2 flights of stairs. I polished the wood like that old man Geppetto. Opened the door so we could breathe fresh air. My fingers were shy, not sure they would still know all the chords to the carols I played years ago. Then Christmas came rushing back into my head. Don't recall what I've given or gotten or said.
But Christmas came rushing back into my head in a song. Da 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 da. It drew my mind back to when I was just 7. We had a room downstairs we called the music room. My dad used to play an old walnut piano, and every December we'd ask for those tunes. He'd pause for a moment, he'd stare at the keys, and then play just like magic those old melodies. And Christmas came rushing back into his head. We'd sing till he carried us off into bed. And Christmas came rushing back into his head in a song. Da 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 da. That's when I thought, what this piano needs is a few little hands dancing along the key. So this year I badgered my brothers, got them to fly to LA to spend Christmas out here. And my little nephew crawled up on the bench just to play jingle bells like he does every year. But he got discouraged, he couldn't remember, 'cause he hadn't played it since last December. Then Christmas came rushing back into his head. You could almost see sugar plums dance in his head. Yeah, Christmas came rushing back into his head, into his tousled-haired 4-year-old head. In a song, bum bum, bum bum bum, bum bum bum, bum bum.
There you go. Wonderful voice, beautiful voice. Zach, can you do me a favor and look up where Karen is singing live with a Journey band? I forgot where the video was. I'll try to find it.
You'll find it on Facebook.
Earlier. No,
Yeah.
there's the first one. Okay. We'll play that in a moment, though. The talent. I mean, just a voice herself. It seemed like she could do anything.
Yeah, she grew up singing to the cows because she lived out in the middle of nowhere, and so she'd just go out back and sing, and the cows were her first audience.
And they didn't leave, so she thought she was pretty good then.
They didn't leave. That's a good call. You're right. She's glad she noticed that.
But
maybe I have something here.
But did they moo?
I don't think they wanted to
They
interrupt.
usually just stand there and chew and look at you, and it's like, that's enough.
That's
enough.
And she got a lot of that at some of the shows here in L.A.
One thing that she got to do, which I didn't get to see, but I've been watching a bunch of the videos though on, is was it the Boubet sisters?
Yeah, that was her comedy trio that she had for about 5 years.
How did she put that together? How did that come about for her?
One of the other Boubet sisters thought up the concept, hey, we wear wacky dresses and wigs and we sing parody songs and old 60s tunes. Well, it started with old 60s tunes, eventually became parody songs because they realized they were funny, and then that whole aspect of it gelled. And it was unique. It was something that wasn't out there. There were people doing cabaret songs and doing funny musical theater, but no one really just kind of getting edgy and having something to say, a lot of times about, women and or just something filthy that connected. So they played a lot of comedy festivals, got on TV, played all parts of the country.
Well, they did the Gong Show too, did they?
Did the Gong Show, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is, of course, the ultimate experience in life.
It
is
really
to be
is.
on the Gong Show.
And then you knew.
Yeah.
I've made it.
That you hit the lows of Hollywood.
I'm excited for this one, actually.
So this
The
is really
Boubet sisters. I love it.
Yeah. Now the next one I want to play though is where some friends of hers, there was two different bands had gotten together, and they were from my understanding they were regular shows, and then they turned them into a benefit concert for Karen. So she's already diagnosed with the cancer and everything. And I got up there a little bit early and hung out and got to see a wonderful band that combined Elvis with Led Zeppelin. God, they were horrible. Gee, many crickets.
Be more honest, Sean.
Good Lord. Yeah, the concept was kind of funny, though.
Don't sugarcoat it.
No, the concept was funny, and I'm going, okay, 'cause I thought it was like going to be, like Elvis doing Led Zeppelin songs, and no, they were playing Led Zeppelin songs underneath, but then he would sing an Elvis tune on top of it.
Ay, ay, ay. Okay, yeah.
And I'm just like going, no, it doesn't work.
That just sounds terrible.
They were. The band overall sounded fine though, but it just didn't gel. And then finally, this Journey band came out.
Wheel in the Sky.
And damn, they were good. I mean, they are really good guys. And towards the end, of course, they did the big giant Journey song that everybody loves to hear. And they pulled Karen up on stage to sing along with them. So let's go ahead and play that. And Karen did so good on this. Stage presence, was just amazing.
Sang the shit out of that.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah.
I mean, she did so effing good, on that song, and it just blew me away. And then later on, I had to leave though for this, but then later on, she sang with the other band,
The 80s band, Fast Times.
Yeah. And she sang Talk Dirty to Me, I think, was it for that?
Yeah,
one?
she did.
Yeah.
Which was not a normal one for her. She sang with an 80s band called Rubik's Cube that preceded Fast Times normally on a regular 80s night at the Whiskey on the Sunset Strip, which is, she was thrilled to sing on the Strip where all the legendary bands came from.
Oh, yeah.
And so, but her songs there normally were like What a Feelin', Flashdance, and Walking on Sunshine. But yeah, they said, we don't talk dirty to me. Karen's like, let's do it. Love that song. So she jumped into that one too, like she did the golf tournament song. And she's just like, sure, and figured it out. And, and what you just heard, she had pancreatic cancer. So I defy you to tell yourself you can't do anything.
No, yeah, exactly. And I mean, and she did a beautiful performance. And I mean, to have that energy, knowing what she was going through and everything, it's like, how dare any of us say, oh, this
I'm
paper
tired.
cut, or oh, this hangnail, or oh, fuck you.
I stubbed my toe.
It's like, no, this woman got up and sang her heart out.
But again, she didn't know any different,
and that's great.
There wasn't even a weighing it. It just wanted to do it, did it.
Yeah, and she did beautifully. I mean, just absolutely beautiful. Mm-hmm. And I mean, we all know the crowd was definitely there for her. Overall, and it was a great great.
Well, I want to
crowd.
Shout out to two things. First of all, I forgot to mention Karen's brother Bob played drums on the Christmas song, so that was cool. A family affair there. I know he's listening. And
hey, Bob.
Shane Tassert. It was the lead singer of that Wheel in the Sky band, and he's an old friend, and he put that night together. So I wanted to thank him as well.
Yeah, and it was a great night. It was it was a full house at the Whiskey. It kind of took me back to my Hollywood days of playing there also, and remember when it's like, oh yeah, this is like to go up on stage and have fun and everything, or go out and see a friend, and absolutely. I mean, it was just an amazing night, for that. Let's see, what was there something else I wanted to do? There was one thing I think from the Boubet Sisters I wanted to play. Excuse me.
Take your pick.
Shoot. Let's go to
play the one that you're that one.
That one there? Okay. And this is on the Gong Show, right?
Correctamundo.
All right. So hopefully.
Welcome back
This
to
is, of course, Mike Myers, another one of Karen's heroes,
Please
introducing
welcome
her.
the Boubet Sisters.
Hey, who here likes to have sex with strangers?
Me too. Get it.
I said Tinder. Swipe it to the right now. If it doesn't do it for ya, swipe it to the left now.
Forte.
Yeah. I'm gonna log in with Facebook, and then I lie about my age now. I'm gonna post an old photo now, the one from 20 pounds ago now. He's got his wiener in his photo now. I'm not talking about his doggy now. It's a pic. Keep it in your pants now. All women hate that. So swipe it to the left now. Hey, yeah. I said Tinder. Sing it with me, baby. Here we go. I said Tinder.
Okay, fantastic. Well done. Come over here. Well done. Mitzi, help us out here. Thank you so much. Now you're going to have to drag her off, I think.
Oh, they left her there.
They drag her
Just saw
off.
something I should not have. Indeed. I can't unknow that.
Oh, that's awesome. Oh, how excited was she to do
To get Dick Pic on ABC?
Oh
Thrilled.
My gosh.
They
Mike
bleeped
Myers
it,
is
but
cracking up.
yeah.
that? Yeah.
Is he a matador?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
exactly.
With an English accent.
Real quick, what time do you have to leave, Paul?
Yeah, whenever you get going with the clip, you're going to play Karen's interview, yeah?
Yeah, and that's one thing that we wanted to do. We were trying to get our phone lines open to see if people could call in. Unfortunately, we were having problems with our phones, so we apologize on that. We kind of advertised that we were. And they worked for a moment, and then all of a sudden, check your internet, please. So unfortunately, we were unable to have people call in. But if real quick, while we do the last minute of talking, if you guys know Paul's phone number,
Here we go.
Give Paul a call real quick. We'll throw you on there. We'll plug it in. If you don't know it, tough shit. We ain't going to give it out because it's a private number. So, but before Paul does leave, though, I do have to talk about this. What was your problem with Star Wars?
Oh boy.
Well, at the movie guys, we try not to be haters. There's so many haters, for lack of a better word, out.
Yeah, but you're not on your show. You're on my show.
I know,
So,
but
what was your problem?
But
with
it's
Star
kind of
Wars?
ingrained in me now that I unless you really spectacularly fail, like Indiana Jones and the Kingdom of the Crystal Skull, for just being lazy beyond belief, you're going to hear it from me. This one, but it's as simple as I don't want to rip on this movie because it just they don't land on me anymore. I fell in love with Star Wars in 1977,
Right.
when George Lucas made a film that was a product of its era, post David Lean, and David Lean was still making movies, but post the great David Lean films,
Yeah.
and in his cadre of 70s filmmakers included De Palma and Coppola and Spielberg, and they all made these. As a Star Wars as a product of that, these are not. My favorite film of the year is
Oh dear.
Allow me to tell you my thoughts.
I am the Senate.
My favorite film of the year is Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. And if you watch that movie, you know that Quentin Tarantino is in love with Sharon Tate. He has to save her life. He wants you to be buried in the culture of 1960s LA, an era he is obsessed with. And he must tell you this story. It's dripping out of every pore of him. And then when you watch Star Wars, it seems like a bunch of guys hired to do a thing and kind of going, you like this, right? And there's no more enjoyable... I can't enjoy a movie made like that. So...
My 12-year-old son wasn't impressed, so that's all for me.
But I can't hate it.
Yeah, he wasn't impressed.
It's good. It's incredible fan service, and it's continuing. We fixed this, and we made this better because you guys like this, and we tried to do this different because you guys said you didn't like this, and we got rid of this character because you said you didn't like her, and so they're trying so hard to please. Like I can't. I guess I don't know. Maybe the more I talk, the more I can hate it. But I just kind of they don't fall on me anymore. These movies, the old ones did. The new ones don't.
Lucas is obviously not involved, and I think that has an awful lot to do with it. I think overall, my thing with this new trilogy, and Zach and I have discussed it too, is that it got away a little bit. It got away a little bit from telling the Skywalker story. It's a story about this family and what has happened to this family, and then we see in the pre-trilogy how he got there, but it's still about this family and this guy's journey. And this one, it's now, I've lost my brother. Where's my brother, kind of a thing, So we missed, I think, this whole segment of what's happened to the family. We know that, Leia married Han, and now they're divorced. We think, we don't know. Maybe they're just separated, and they had a kid, and now he's the bad guy, and what the fuck just happened, So I kind of understand that to a degree. Force Awakens, to me, was just basically A New Hope retold. Nothing more. But a little bit more drama going on. Was it Jedi? Last Jedi was just kind of like... okay. You
left the movie, you don't know what it is you're looking forward to in the next one. It's like, what? That's it? We're done?
But with this one, though, I thoroughly enjoyed it. My gripe on it, two things, and if you guys haven't seen it yet, switch over to Adam Carolla.
Joe Rogan.
Mark Thompson. It was two things. One, where we see the battles kind of going on with all the Star Destroyers.
Right.
But then we see destruction of other Star Destroyers on other planets. They're at the moon of Endor. It's at Coruscant, or not Coruscant, but Bespin. And they're going down. It's like, when did the battle get moved over there?
Yeah.
Because you like Bespin, right? You guys like Endor.
But it bothered me, though, because I'm going, why are we there when the battle's over here, You
guys like Lando Calrissian. Please like us.
But he was already in it, so
that's the movie.
It didn't matter.
He was at Burning Man.
So that was the only thing that was the first thing that bothered me. The second thing that bothered me, spoiler alert, is the kiss at the end. I didn't see it to be necessary.
Well, you like kisses, right?
Not between possible cousins or something or whatever. I don't know.
Hey, you liked it when the brother and sister kissed in Empire. Huh? You like kisses.
We didn't know at the time, though. That's just it. We know this.
So they know, and they still get at it.
I don't know why, but for some reason that affected me. I thought it was appropriate.
The kiss?
Yeah.
Really?
With the transfer of the energy and the it's like, I don't know why it affected me that way. I thought it was like, oh, cool.
All right.
And my thing, and Paul and I talked about it briefly, I just hated how it kind of went, and I am all the Jedi. Like, that wasn't such a Avengers Endgame thing. Ugh.
Yeah. Well, that's the deal. Marvel, Kevin Feige, Star Wars doesn't have a Kevin Feige, so... If they did, I think this would all be better.
They have a Kathleen Kennedy.
Okay, well, while we're hooking up here, was there anything that you did like?
Yeah. I thought they handled humor better than the previous episodes. I thought Finn was more interesting to watch than when he was just trying to run away from everything every movie. I liked that. I liked...
You didn't get to tell Ray how he really feels about her.
Right.
Yeah. But like I said, those are the only two things that really stood out and bothered me. Other than that,
I don't understand why Palpatine comes back and has the same plan that he had previously that didn't work. So he tried it again.
Yeah.
Strike me down and look, your friends are dying in a space battle.
Yeah.
Oh, that didn't work before. Oh, rats, it didn't work again.
It's very Dr. Evil.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that you had to buy into, I think, of Palpatine coming back. But to me, it was implied about the whole cloning thing, because he made a comment about that he's died before.
A lot of implications.
So it's like
that's a lot of implying.
Okay, you kind of gotta buy.
You got to fill in
this.
a lot of gaps.
Yeah.
Again, go see Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, and then Avengers Endgame.
I love. Yeah, that's my favorite of the year too.
Agreed.
Once Upon a Time.
All right, we do have a call right now that we're going to go to, and
tech things have been trouble. Let's see if this works. So it's an old friend, Steve.
Steve, how are you?
Zach from Chicago.
Good. How are you?
Lives in Virginia now. Hey,
We got him.
Yeah.
You got me? Is it work?
Yeah, we got you. Can you hear us, Steve?
Yeah, I'm going to turn down the volume on listening to you guys.
Yeah, definitely turn down your.
everybody does
Yeah.
that.
Well, because you're on a delay.
Right.
After all, radio.
First off, Steve, thanks for calling in. We really appreciate it. Tell us, a story or your experience with Karen.
Well, it's interesting because I was so privileged to see Karen perform a whole bunch, and Paul and Karen really helped me out by performing with our comedy company, the Chicago Comedy Company. And it's interesting because, a lot of people know Karen in some ways, either as an actress or in musicals or as a singer or as a comedian. And I got to see all those, But the one thing, even though, everything in the universe stands out for me with quality people like Paul and Karen, you just get tongue-tied and can't think of all the awesome stuff to say. But I will say this. Karen did something for me ever since I first met her that I always noticed. No, I'm never talking about it till now. But it's that she told the story of the song. Much to me like Bette Midler did, or Mandy Patinkin. When you hear them, and it's not just perfect notes, which it is, but it's also the story behind it. So even, if you're in a musical or you're an actress, you certainly can tell a lot of story, but she did story even within the song, and I thought that was always incredible. And it was always interesting because she was so gracious. We sometimes went out to like karaoke or different things, and they're both singers. Paul's wonderful as well, and I'm not. So they got to be the two nicest people in the world who are awesome singers, but are okay with people who can't sing. like Paul and Karen will, they have this look on their face, an authentic, nice smile while we're doing karaoke, and I say, "Let me try my turn," and it's like, "Okay, go ahead, Steve." And I can't sing to save my life, but they're smiling.
But damn it, you sing anyway, Steve, and that's what you need to do.
But how many drinks did they have prior to that, though, Steve? That's the big key thing.
We don't drink if you wanted further proof of how nice we are.
Wow.
Exactly, because they're in a calm, together state of mind while they're still letting me sing. And I can't tell the stories on
Karen didn't have time for reality television shows like The Voice and American Idol and all this. I'm sure there's plenty of good performers on there, but more often than not, you're going to see singers on there without the life experience to give you the song depth that it requires, or without the connection. Without taking the time to make the connection anyway. Maybe it's they got a week to learn the song or who knows what, but that connection to song, I agree, Steve, was certainly a high talent of hers.
Absolutely. And also I agree with you and Karen on that, because if you even think about the phrase they would use, why do you want to be America's Next Idol or whatever? And they would say, well, I want to be because, and the focus was so much on the fame, on the them, and not the music they were doing, And so I agree that Karen actually had that in spades. And it's so funny because I've always wanted to say that, never found the opportunity. And now I'm thinking, I called and Paul, I texted and Paul said, yeah, call in and we'll put you on. And I'm like, yeah, I can finally say these awesome things about Karen. And then I start listening as that's happening. The show, everybody starts talking about Star Wars. I'm like,
did I call the wrong number?
Whoops.
Yeah.
I can't be on the show and not talk about movies, even if it's just briefly.
No, of course.
I can't be anywhere and not talk about movies.
Exactly, but that's why I was like, "Damn it, I got to say something about Star Wars." But I can't dishonor Karen by talking about Star Wars.
So, what did you think? Did you like it? Did you not like it?
No, I got to say, I could not say it, articulate myself as well as I just heard it articulated by Paul, and that's not because of the moment we're in. But honestly, the new ones and everything, even these recent ones, they're okay. They don't land on me.
Got it.
They don't.
Watch The Mandalorian. That one's actually, yeah.
Then you got to go get Disney Streaming Plus Fancy Pants. I don't know, whatever that thing is.
Get your ninth streaming service. Yeah.
There's yet another thing I have to purchase in order to watch The Mandalorian.
Get Bob Iger another good car or something.
Yeah.
Igor.
Well, and I also agree with this sense of like, they had the Death Star once and then they tried the Death Star again. And then, they keep trying things again. And then the last one, they're like, okay, we can't possibly just have one giant weapon because we have the Death Star, and then like the 20 planet-killing Death Star. Now let's just go with a large fleet. And my thought is, if they're in charge and they're always big and the Rebel Alliance is so small, why do they keep putting so much money and resources into the one thing? Why not just sludge it out on the battlefield and defeat the smaller enemy? It's like
It's like a practical. There's like a practical review of Star Wars.
I love it.
It's being pragmatic about all this.
Exactly. It just doesn't make sense. They don't need that giant fleet at the end. They seem to already be winning.
Yeah. Steve, outside of Karen's talent, what is one of the biggest things you're going to miss about her?
The way that she treated me, the way that she treated everybody, it wasn't just that kind of, Karen was to me the kind of person I'll miss that you can never get mad at. Now, I obviously somebody has somewhere in life, but those people that you can just never be mad at. And so what I'll miss is not only how she treated me, but how she talked about and treated Paul. That was I myself am divorced, and that happens to some people, and that's fine. Everybody has a different life story, but if you ever say to yourself, if you don't have something in your own life, it's really hard to believe in it if you don't even see it modeled somewhere else. And so it's really hard to know Karen. It's really hard to know Karen and Paul and say that love isn't really possible, even if it's not happening to you. Even if you don't have the same thing, it's really, really hard to say, well, I don't believe it exists in the world because I don't have it. Because when you see her and him, well, it is possible.
Yeah.
Even if I don't have it. So, and I appreciate that from Paul as well.
That's
to see that
Steve.
model
Thank
in the
you.
world of, seriously.
Very cool.
Seriously.
Well,
hey, I really appreciate you guys having me on. I know you got a lot of things to do and talk about. So
thank you, Steve, for calling in, and we really appreciate it. And of course, we're all being affected by Karen's loss too. So, but thank you for calling.
And we will
in.
talk at length at some point, Steve. As you can imagine,
of course, absolutely.
I have
when the
many
time is
phone
right.
calls.
Absolutely, you go for it, man. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, thank you, Steve.
Thanks, Steve.
Thanks, guys.
All right. So, for those of you who've been listening, and there's a large number of you, I really appreciate that overall. Paul's going to get going right now. So what we're going to do for you guys, don't know if you have listened to our program before, but back in April, as we mentioned earlier, we had both Paul and Karen on our show and discussed her comedy, where she came from and everything. So we're going to replay that for you. It's a little bit less than an hour long, so our podcast today is going to go a little long also. So we hope you guys stay tuned for that and listen to it. It's a great interview. We had a bunch of laughs with both of them, of course. And so we're going to play that in turn. That's where we're going to end it. So we're going to say goodbye to Paul. We're going to say goodbye to going off the air. But we're going to replay this whole thing with the interview with Karen and Paul back in April. Let's go ahead and do that, please. She's a very talented actress, singer, songwriter, and comedian. She's always been music has always been a part of her life. She grew up in the rural western New York in a farm town. Her father was actually an accomplished musician and fronted the family band with her mom and her brothers. Her love for music was born in a little one-room schoolhouse, which somehow then led her to appear on CMT's Can You Duet?, America's Got Talent, and even The Gong Show. Please welcome in the room, Mrs. Karen Volpe. How are ya?
Hey, very good. Sean, I got to say, I'm so excited to be here. I got that call because I placed an ad in that Nashville paper, and I decided to put my own money to go outside the 5-mile radius, and here we are.
And there you are. I love it.
Yeah, it's a little off the bus line, but I'm not too worried, and I think school's out on a Saturday, so we should be safe.
You're good to go. Mm-hmm. You're good to go. Well, welcome to the show.
Well, first of all, I also help with the movie, guys, and I just want to say something about The Dirt. So I loved it because I fell in love with Tommy Lee. I just did
Well,
not.
what woman does it with a schlong like that?
Well, that's the thing.
What woman does it?
All I knew about Tommy Lee was his sex tape. So I'd seen that and I thought, well, that's pretty good. And so then once I saw the dirt, I understood what kind of guy would drive a boat with his penis. Because I realized he's like, he's quite a fun. I loved his dad in that movie. And I just think he was brought up with like a really loving family. So he just was really a free spirit who just loved everybody. And that man would not be afraid, I suppose, to take his pants down.
No, not at all.
No.
And stick it anywhere he wants.
Stick it anywhere. And it's playful and not like creepy and overtly sexual. Now that I get him. And I fell in love with McMars too.
Yeah.
Oh my God. He's amazing.
Oh, Mick Mars is great.
Oh.
Great guy. Great guy.
I could make it creepy and over.
But for the love of God, don't.
I don't doubt it, Steve.
Well, especially since I'm wearing my Garfield boxers right now. So.
Ooh.
And he went there.
But anyway, thank you for having me. This is really cool. Thank you.
You've led a very interesting career so far.
Yes.
Western New York.
Yes. Small town.
Yeah.
When you think of New York State, you'll think probably of big skyrockets in flight.
Dwayne Johnson's skyscraper.
You'll think of like cement and big buildings and that kind of thing because people think New York City. But oh my goodness.
No, I mean I've been up upstate New York and
it's so
have
small.
gone trolling on the big lake up there. So you got fireflies and everything, and it's very rural.
It's so rural, and where I'm from in particular, there's not even cable. To this day, they don't have internet access. You have to get a dish because they just don't provide it out there.
Wow.
It's in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah, I have family that live in Cornwall and the Hudson out there. And they're like, I think it's like near New Windsor.
That's even closer to New York City.
Yeah,
it is.
Wow.
That's suburban. That's very exciting.
So
Very
how did
green.
you get into theater overall? Because I mean, your family is very musical. How did that all come about for your family? Because it's almost like the Partridge Family, it seems.
Really less organized, but very much like the Partridge Family. There was no choreography. But we grew up in a band and that kind of thing. But whenever I went to school, I realized that in order to be singing, because that's all I really wanted to do was sing, is that you'd have to be in the choir or in the band, but you didn't get to solo unless you were in the musicals. So I just wanted to sing with an orchestra. So I just was like, well, I guess I'll just audition for these things. And I did Oklahoma, and I did The Wizard of Oz was the first show I ever did. But that was just because I wanted to sing. And then musicals became my thing. I'm also funny. So when you do, like I did Little Shop of Horrors, and that gives me a chance to do my comedy side. So it's really all about how I could combine singing and being funny. Like my dad, when we would play the VFW and the Moose Lodge, places like that on the weekends as a family
the big
band.
places.
Yeah, we had quite a tour going.
Yeah.
$50 for like a 12-year-old is pretty badass, though. To be able to go out and make some money.
Yeah.
So the Moose would give you $50 to perform.
They did. Well, we had to split it up with all 5 of us, so yeah.
Oh.
But it was the 80s, so that was a lot more money back then. But I was able to buy my Bubble Yum and my Big League Chew, so it was good. But we would do that. My dad had this he was very good at being a front man, and he would see the people dancing around and stuff. And as his buddies would go by, he would change the lyrics to say stuff to the people in the moment. And I remember as a little kid just watching the reaction. People loved that. You're a musician. You know people love when you are in whatever moment's happening currently and you make it about them and you include everybody.
Oh, yeah.
And my dad would do that. So that's something I saw, and I heard the laughter and I went, oh, I have to figure out what that is. So that's what I've always been chasing my whole career, is figuring out how to not only sing, because I love it, but find a way to connect with people. And it really comes down to figuring out a way to do your own material.
So between your folks, though, who was funnier, your mom or your dad?
My dad was funny, and my mom was there. So the reason she
was a straight man then.
Yeah, but the reason she played the bass guitar is the reason, again, being a musician, you can relate to this. My dad would go to gigs, and he had a different band at the time, and the bass player would always be late or drunk or choking on ice, whatever it was.
Or could not go back and forth between C and G.
He couldn't go, or he couldn't be within 500 feet of a school. So he never knew if the bass player was going to be there. And one night, my dad had enough, and he looked out into the audience, and he just was like, what am I going to do? How can I get someone who's always going to... someone who's always going to be here. So the next day he bought her a Beatle bass, and he taught my mom the bass, and she started learning the bass at 40.
Wow.
Yeah, and so then she became the bass player, and she picked it right up. Well, she did a lot of the old country, the walking bass, but she loved it. So that's why she played the bass, because he gave her one.
Wow.
And said, this is what you're doing now.
So musical family. So went to high school, involved, I take it, in theater there. Went to college, take it, involved
That's
there.
where I met Paul Preston. I got my MRS at Fredonia State University. Oh.
Hey.
But yeah, I got a degree in musical theater, again, because I wanted to do music and I wanted to do comedy. So we also Paul and I studied at the Second City in Toronto. We would drive up there once a week from
Really?
Buffalo. And that was a game changer, because that's where my heroes like John Candy and Eugene Levy and Gilda Radner, Dan Aykroyd, all those people are Second City, and I knew I wanted to be Gilda Radner, because that again was something that influenced me. I was like 8 years old. I saw Gilda Radner, and I thought that's what I want to do, but I also want to sing. So I had to figure out a way to do that.
Wow. So that was your biggest influence?
Oh,
then?
yeah. I wanted to be Gilda so badly that I read... Well, this is before the Googles, where it was easier to find stuff out. I read everything I could about Gilda, and I found out that she studied with a man called Del Close. And Del Close was in Chicago teaching at the Second City. So whenever we finished doing a bunch of regional theater we did after college, Paul and I moved to Chicago, and I studied with Del Close. Because I needed to figure out how to be Gilda Radner. Yeah.
Wow.
By the time I got to Del, he was near death and he coughed a lot, but he still was very, very important in that whole improv scene.
What was that experience like for you?
Second City was interesting because the one in Toronto really spoke to me. It was about characters and about doing anything for the laugh. Very Martin Short, very energetic, a lot like musical theater. But when we got to Chicago, it was more heady, and it was a different take. It was very much Tina Fey and Adam McKay, and that's great, but that's less me. As it's like Andrea Martin, which was the Toronto Second City. So it was a little harder in Chicago. I had less people thought I was amazing. They were like, okay, she's just a dork. So that was a little disheartening, but I learned so much, and I stayed in it and went through all the training sessions, did some Second City business theater. I would never change it because I learned a lot about what I don't want to do, which is just be smart comedy. And I appreciate people who do that. I just can't. It's not who I am.
So did you just embrace the dork and go from there?
I didn't at the time. I wish I had, because they would always say work from the top of your intelligence, and I didn't understand. I thought that meant pretend to be smarter than you are. But what I really should have done is just been the girl from the country who didn't know how to use a rotating door. I moved to Chicago, and I did not know how to get into that swingy door that goes around.
That's funny.
And it's real. And I see that on movies, and people go, oh, people know. No, I did not know. I just hung back because I was temping downtown, and I needed to get through that door. But
oh, my God.
It's scary when you don't know. So I was that kid who just sort of was out. I was a fish out of water.
Wow.
Yeah.
So in college, that's when you two guys met?
Correct. And we both loved kind of the same
And how did you guys meet exactly?
Well, I was trying to open this god-awful heavy door at the loading dock of the theater department. It was one of the first days I was coming to school. Paul had already been there. I was a transfer. And so I was trying to open the door, and it was really hard. It's the wind tunnel or something. But I went to pull it open, and it opened up really easy. And Paul Preston was on the other side leaving the building, and he pushed the door. And I remember just looking at him and going, holy cow. This is the kind of guy I think is handsome, because my whole life up till then, every guy I had met, not anything against the guys I went to school with, but none of them were quite that Colin Firth material I was really going for. And then I opened the door and I looked at Paul and I went, holy cow, who is this? And then Paul, I don't know why, he goes, hi, I'm Paul Preston. And he put his hand out.
What are you going to do?
And from that moment on, I was like, all right, how am I going to make this work? He was already dating someone, gorgeous dancer. So I was like, all right, I got to play this. So I just hung back for a year and would ask.
You know this, Paul?
Yeah.
Wow.
I would ask him to do sketches with me. I would say for this studio hour that we did once a month where you could do anything you want, I would bring Paul a sketch from Gilda Radner and Bill Murray, and I'd go, oh, can you do this voiceover for me while I do Gilda Radner? And so then we wrote sketches together, and then we did stuff together, and people laughed at us, and then luckily she did something stupid, and I was there. I was just boom. So he's on the
Moved
rebound
right in.
right now. Yeah.
All this time he's been on the
He's on
rebound.
the rebound still.
So is he
When
like
you-
amazingly attracted to the dork, or
I think so. Maybe that's it. Maybe he saw Andrea
that.
Martin in
Her,
me.
the people that Karen finds attractive are like Rick Moranis, Bill
Lyle-
Murray,
Lyle
so-
Lovett.
and me. I guess, so it's,
I love Bill Murray. I just think he's the cutest.
yeah, so we like the funny.
No, which is good though.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's really good. So, what made you now leave Chicago and come out here to the West Coast?
Oh my gosh. So I grew up in Western New York where there's always accumulation of snow. So there's the lake effect snows and it was really, really cold and awful. So we moved to Chicago and it was really, really cold and awful. So then I started to realize we had two options, New York or LA, but we got hired by Disney Cruise Line, both Paul and I. They didn't even know we were married or dating. We were married at the time. I don't remember. Anyway, we both got hired to do
We were
improv.
banging.
I
That's all I
can't
know.
remember.
We were married.
it happens sometime along the way.
This is a freak thing with us too, because usually
We
it's the
don't-
guy who's like, "Duh, is our anniversary?" And I'm the one now who keeps track of all this stuff. And Karen's like, "No idea." Yeah.
All I know is
Same with you.
we got married on September 21st, and I know that because it's Bill Murray's birthday.
Oh my God!
Yeah. So
Coincidence turns out.
Paul and I got hired by the Disney Cruise Line to do improvisational comedy on their ships, and we went down there and worked in Florida, where all that crazy stuff goes down. But we worked there for a year and realized that we had saved up money. We could go either coast, and there was no way we were going back to snow. It came down literally to where do we want to be starving actors, and we
That's
chose
a good way to
here.
think about it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Up
when
to our ass
I-
in snow or on the beach.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I lived in Chicago for a while in Mount Prospect. The first day I arrived at O'Hare Airport was January the 5th.
No, get back on that plane.
It was like this. Not
freezing.
a cloud in the sky, bright sunshine, and it was 5 degrees.
It's a kind of cold that freezes your eyelashes
Yeah.
together.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, it was awful.
It's horrible with your
I hated
nostril
it
hairs.
when you're there.
Oh yeah. It's really.
No,
bad.
that's bringing back so many memories. Yeah, so there was no turning back. It was going to be LA or bust, and we've loved it. I love it out here. I feel like I'm home.
That's good. That's good. So now you've started up several projects, and I think one of the ones that when you and I first met, you were working with two other girls.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Called the Boobay Sisters.
Boobay Sisters. Yeah, and we had a lot of success. We were on America's Got Talent, and we were on The Gong Show. We headlined a bunch of clubs and that kind of thing. But after a while, I think we just kind of changed paths. I think they wanted to go more music. My guess is I wanted to go more comedy. So now I have my own comedy show, which is very cool. And that way I get to bring in my friends. And once a month I'm over in Burbank at the Viva Rancho Cantina. And I host a night of comedy, sketch, improv, and music. And then I usually end up singing with some song with all the stand-ups. So it's a neat little, that's what makes it different, is I get to actually get some of those people to do things that are outside their wheelhouse that they want to do, but they have no place to do it, no venue.
Wow.
So it's really fun. And I've made so many friends with when I was doing the Boobay Sisters, we had played at so many places that I got this cool little following of comedians that I appreciate and I want to work with. And now I have a great opportunity to produce a show where they can be in it.
So when we do go see these shows, Karen, what is it that we kind of get to see in that music comedy hour? I mean,
Well, first of all, you get to hear a lot about what I love. I just think it's important. Bill Murray, there's a sign behind me that I made once for the movie guys.
It's as big as a king-size bed sheet.
And I made this thing, and it says Bill Murray can crash here because I had it outside my house for weeks when that rumor was going around that he would stop at your house if you had a sign outside. So that's the first thing is you learn all about how much I love Bill Murray and Lyle Lovett, but then it gives me an opportunity to sing my country songs from my CD. So I'll open the show with another song from my CD. But I got to tell you, I believe that if you put things out into the universe, that will attract more of whatever it is, good or bad. So a perfect example is when I was that little kid growing up in that house in New York, one day I was playing with the TV antenna, which was this desperate, tall antenna that was controlled by this little, like, round thing.
Oh, yeah. The round knob, whatever,
We had no cable, again. But I got a channel from Canada, and I started watching Benny Hill. That was amazing. And that was the first time I saw breast on TV. Right? And then I started seeing this music channel called Video Hits, and there's a band called Glass Tiger. And I immediately fell in love with Glass Tiger. They played Don't Forget Me When I'm Gone. I don't know if you remember it. It's just real fun. I love Canadian hair bands. Well, I told that story at my last show, and I sang Don't Forget Me When I'm Gone. I learned it, and my friend James, he helped play some of the harder guitar parts, and we jammed out on it. One of the comedians came back, and they sang backup for it. Totally fun time. Cut to Tuesday of this week. One of the women who saw that show, my friend Maureen, texts me, and she does some backup singing at the Whiskey on Tuesday nights. And she just said, hey, you free tonight? Because I'm singing for Glass Tiger. And I said, wait, are you kidding me? You mean Glass Tiger? I thought they were covering the song. She's like, no, they're in town, so I'm going to sing back up to that song you sang 3 weeks ago. So I just saw Glass Tiger at the Whiskey, VIP treatment, very nice, and met them. I had the Glass Tiger sweatshirt on I had when I was 15, a little kid, and I met Glass Tiger. And I believe that that's what the show is about, is putting out in the world what I love, trying to make other people laugh. And that comes back, and that joy that she had in telling me that they were playing. The fact that why is Glass Tiger in town? And that's
funny.
I mean, a little 15-year-old Karen Volpe would not have believed I would not only see Glass Tiger, but I would meet them, and it would be in a tiny venue on the Sunset Strip.
Wow.
Right? So that's why I do the show.
There you go. I like that.
That's probably not the reason normal people do a comedy show.
And not for nothing, Sean, you would dig this show. It's Tuesday nights at the Whiskey. It's called The Ultimate Jam Night.
Yeah.
And it's a house band made up of big time studio guys like Chuck Wright from Quiet Riot and and a whole bunch of other guys. And it's just a kind of cavalcade of lead singers who've been on either The Voice or like here comes the drummer who played with Stevie Nicks, or here comes a keyboard player who played with Dio or whatever. And so
I wonder if Mark Bonilla does that every once in a while.
Very possible, because I mean, even that night they had like 25 different musicians take the stage in various forms and different instruments. Here's Neil Sean's kid, and he comes out and he's great.
He was great.
Yeah. The guy, I can't remember
saw
his
him
first
a couple
name,
of years ago at a NAMM show at the Hilton, and I mean,
well, I can't remember his name, but he killed it. Yeah.
The kid can play.
Yeah, they played all, like last week they played all songs from this year's Hall of Fame inductees to the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame. So it was Def Leppard, and that's Stevie Nicks, and the Roxy Music and The Cure and all that. So that's it's free. Every Tuesday night.
And also going along the theme of do what you love and more will come to you, I was doing my show, and I sang a Gilda Radner song, and I needed someone to sing backup for it, and that's from her Broadway show, Gilda Live. So that girl Maureen was in the audience, who just was a girlfriend of a comic I'd been working with. So I asked her to come and sing it backup for me, because I knew that she was a singer, and she's the one with the Glass Tiger connection a week later. But this Tuesday, now I am going to the Whiskey to sing backup for an orchestration night. They're going to do all sorts of songs like Beth from Kiss. They have orchestra, and they needed even more backup singers. So now I get to go to the Whiskey on Tuesday night and sing backup.
That's cool.
Yeah. So I preach, do what you love it a lot, and let people know. Don't be afraid to love stuff.
No, it's so true. And I think I was talking to another friend of mine too the other day about this whole thing, and I'm like, life is too short. I mean, look, there's two things that are given. You're born at point A, you die at point B. You know when A happened. You don't know when B is going to happen. So live every day like it's your last. Take in everything, absorb everything, enjoy everything, because you might not be here tomorrow, because of a car accident or something or whatever. You just don't know, so go out there and do the things that you love, and I mean, good God, we're starting year 3, February, we start year 3 of this show. Steve thought it was going to last maybe a couple of months.
Yeah. And we'll get 3 to 6 shows, and it will be all right, I guess.
Yeah, exactly. And here we are starting on year 3.
I couldn't believe when it was the first year anniversary. I was like, wow, we made it a year. And then when Mark decided to be on the show that day, I was like, holy crap, maybe we're doing something.
Again, that brings up the point of if you do something you love, and then for example, Mark was on the show, you can't you can hope that, but to really know that's going to happen, you won't know until it happens.
No,
and you have to lean into it.
And it's really cool because, I mean, like you said, Karen, there are things that have happened because of this show. And I mean, I've got pictures of very famous people up on the walls. Some are friends of mine. I haven't called the friend card out yet and go, hey, come on the show just yet. Some I have, though. Like, get your butt down here kind of a thing. I don't care, even if it's on the phone, call in or whatever. But we've been blessed on some of the people that we have had on the show. Like he was saying, we had Mark Thompson on the show, who we pay homage to every week, on the show. Same thing with Brian Phelps. We've had Brian on the show. And Brian wants to come back in and play with us. He wants to come in the room. I'm like, dude, get your butt in here, It's just a timing thing now. But it's like Mark and I, we have a rapport with each other now. Like there was like a couple of weeks after he had been on the show and everything, we had sent him a thing because he was on Black Lightning on the CW. He did an acting job on that. And it turns out Cress Williams is a college mate of mine who plays Black Lightning. So we're trying to get Cress on the show too. And so he called me up and we sent him pictures of him being on the show because I was able to replay it here on the computer and then take screenshots of it and sent that to him. And he was very appreciative of that. He goes, thank you so much. And then he calls me like 2 weeks later going, hey, that episode, do you have Cress's number? Because I need to get a hold of him so we can kind of talk about it. And then we're going back and forth. And then, of course, when Luke Perry passed away, Mark was very, very close with Luke Perry. And it took him, it hit him real hard. And I came across a picture that an artist did of photoshopping the older actor or actress with their younger self.
Yeah, I've seen those.
And it was really cool to see that. And it so happened one of them was Luke Perry. Mm-hmm. And I'm going, I got to send this to Mark, And lo and behold, on the last episode, on his last podcast last Friday, he brought it up. He goes, I had a friend of mine email me this, and he showed it to Linda, and Linda was just like, oh, that's just too cool, So we've got this rapport, so it's kind of neat. So I kind of know where you're going with all that. Yeah, certain things happen.
You don't talk to Mike Nesmith by sitting on the couch playing Fortnite.
Right.
You do it because you love this show, and then you get that, and your life is richer because of it.
We don't broadcast from Tracy Newman's kitchen by just sitting around going, I wonder if someone will call us.
My favorite of these kinds of stories is that Paul had found out that the Bill Murray and his brothers have the Murray Brothers Caddy Shack, and they do a yearly fundraiser for first responders in Florida.
Oh, that's so cool.
And
it's a big golf tournament.
Paul we had Joel Murray on the show, Bill Murray's brother, and Paul had reached out to him and said, hey, Karen really would love to come down to that. It'd be right up her alley. Is there any way we can get involved? He very kindly was able to set us up with some passes, so we just got our butt down there. So I go to this event, and Chris Mulkey from Twin Peaks was there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And the reason Paul recognized him is not only Twin Peaks, but my friend Leah, one of the Boubet sisters, had opened for him because she plays keys and does some blues kind of singing for some gig that we saw them at in Santa Monica. So we felt, well, let's go talk to Chris Mulkey. So we said hi to Chris Mulkey, and we mentioned Leah Finkelstein, and then Chris Mulkey says, well, isn't she one of those Boubet sisters, I think? And I said, Chris Mulkey, I'm a Boubet sister. And then he said, would you like to sing a song with me tomorrow during the show?
Wow.
And of course I said, well, yes. And then he asked me if I knew the song. I said, yes. I didn't know the song. I went back to the hotel room and learned it that night. And so the next night, they have this big stage set up, final night, big concert. Chris Mulkey's playing. He brings me up on stage. I sing a song I'd never sung before, learned overnight, and Bill Murray was in the third row.
Oh, snap.
That's what I'm talking about. So that's what happens when you don't play Fortnite on your couch.
or I should say, or Red Dead Redemption 2. I want to be fair.
That's a damn good game, though, I'll tell you that.
Let's not get crazy here.
There's 10 weeks out of your life.
But no, it's really true. And I mean, it's so funny. There was a friend of mine, very well-known singer-songwriter, Stephen McClintock. And 1 year for his birthday, his assistant, Wendy, put a bunch of pictures of him with different celebrities that he's written songs for. Tiffany, the Nelson brothers, and so forth, whatever, what have you. Just different people that he's, Juice Newton, and just people he had a chance to work with. And I got to know Steven through somebody else, basically. Actually, it was one of my guitar students. And she also knew the Nelson brothers. And that's how she got to know them, was through Steven. And so Steve and I have been friends now for a number of years and everything. And the picture that she put up with him and the Nelson brothers also had me included in it. And because it was at the Orange County Fair, so it's like Steven, myself, and then the boys, and I'm going, wow, I'm included in this. Holy, it's like, but I wonder if people are looking at this going, one of these things is not like the other.
Who is that guy?
And that's happened to me a couple of times too, where it's like I'm in a situation surrounded by well-known people, and they go, "Hey, that's so and so." Who's that?
But then after a while, they start to go, we must know who that is. That guy's somebody. He's always in the background.
Yeah, it's like, wow, I didn't know Gene Simmons gained so much weight or something, whatever. Wow, Lou Diamond Phillips really got out of shape, or something.
Paul and I went to see Lyle Lovett. I love Lyle Lovett. He is my absolute favorite singer-songwriter. And I've over the years have gotten to the point where I'm a friend of his now. We just got to know each other.
Isn't it odd?
We just hit it off. I hit it off with his friend John. John's the best, his cellist, John Hagen. And now I just have always thought Lyle just was such a stand-up great guy. One time we went to see his show, and he was doing just two people, him and
Robert Earl Keen, another great Texas singer-songwriter.
So Lyle goes to introduce a song, and he's just him with his acoustic. They're just taking turns. And he said, I like traveling because whenever I do, I get to go and I get to stalk my friends because I go to where they live. And I get to meet all sorts of great people that are at the best at what they do, like Karen Volpe and the Boubet sisters. In this huge auditorium. And I'm just walking. I turned around. I was like, that's me. That's me. Nobody else cared.
We're friends.
Right.
I was like, that's me. Lyle Lovett said my name.
Don't know who she is, but she's apparently right over there.
She's right here. So.
But no, it's a weird feeling. It's a cool feeling because now it's like you've been accepted into that club.
Yeah,
kind of
and
thing.
You start to realize they're regular people.
Oh yeah,
and they're great. Some of them can get tired and be grumpy. That's just how regular people are.
Yeah. That's one thing I've always said. It's like they just have a better job than I do.
Exactly.
I mean, they shit the same way, they pee the same way that I do. Well, except the females. But but it's true. I mean, they do. It's just they just have a better job.
Right.
It is no different. And sometimes the bigger the star, the more humbled they are. And that just amazes me because you hope for that also. Because sometimes you meet a celebrity or whatever, you kind of go, oh, I don't know.
Damn,
what it's going to be like. And it's like we got to meet out of the whim. We tried it and see if it would work, and it did. And we got to have the great Trini Lopez on the show. And singer from the 60s, If I Had a Hammer and La Bamba.
Wow. Okay. Yeah.
So,
Lemon Tree.
Lemon Tree.
Very pretty.
And it was like talking to my grandfather. It was so awesome, And he sent CDs over to me and everything, whatever. Matter of fact, right next to Steve's head is a handwritten letter from Trini.
There really is. Wow.
Yeah.
He has pretty good handwriting.
Yeah, and I was just blown away.
I can't read it. It's in Spanish. But
well, up on the top the desk of Trini Lopez. So that's
yeah. So this has become the spiritual hour where you just have to love what you love and follow your dreams.
Just follow your dreams, and because you never know what position you're going to be put in later on, and if I had to go back in time to my younger self and go, look, you're not going to be huge, or anything like that or whatever, you're not going to be big and famous, but you're going to have a lot of really cool friends that you are going to admire and and call them on a regular basis, kind of thing. It's okay. Life's going to be okay.
Bill Murray believes, from what I understand, with the stalking, research that I've done, that whole idea of it just...
I like that. Stalking and the research that I've done in one sentence.
It all goes back to his, the one movie that he made himself,
The Razor's
Edge, which not everybody has seen, but the whole idea is... It'll all work out. Everything's going to be fine, so don't freak out about it. Right now isn't always going to be what it is. just like yesterday wasn't right now.
Yeah.
And the whole idea of it just doesn't matter, that whole thing in Meatballs where he chants it over and over, is kind of what I've come to believe is his real mantra. Mm-hmm. And in a way, I can understand why he's been divorced so many times, because being married to that would make me lunatic. But the idea that things come to pass, good and bad, it just doesn't matter. But that doesn't mean don't lean into stuff.
Right.
It doesn't mean it doesn't matter to sit on the couch. But it means don't grab onto some of this negativity so much that you can't get past it.
Yeah, I have a problem with BioShock and Halo 1. Wow.
This ought to be good.
Wait till you get to Halo 3, man. Blow your mind.
I've been through all of them on like the high level and stuff, but it's like for some reason Halo 1 just sings to me. I love it.
They peaked early. I
could play over and over and over.
For a second there, I thought you were talking about your CT scan again. What are you talking about?
Well, I had my eyes closed the whole time.
You have to.
Yeah.
Hey, I had one of those one time, and they gave me an injection, and just as it was going...
Oh, for contrast.
Yes. Just as it was going in, they said, now this will make you feel a little different. You're going to feel a little lightheaded, perhaps, a little sweaty around your temples. And just as she said that, I got the most amazing warm feeling in my bahu. Yeah. My JJ went, hello. And then I looked at her and I said, she goes, and it could feel really good.
Do you sell this in the pharmacy?
Yeah. They don't lead with that. They should say, you're going to feel real good in a second. Yeah, that was amazing.
And I need to take some of that stuff home with you.
Well, one thing we definitely want to do, we want to sample some of your music. So let's take a quick listen here to, was it Never Came Back?
Oh, yes. This is written by Chuck Pelletier. I cover it. We recorded this when we went to do Can You Duet, which was a reality show in Nashville. That's when I put the ad in the paper.
Cool. Oh yeah, for the bass player. Cool. All right, let's go ahead and sample this real quick.
I feel the need to tell you all about my man, an American god behind a Miller beer can. 6 foot black hair, wide biceps, used to start each day with 10 sets of cigarettes. As if that ain't enough to make me take him home, he said, I like a girl with some meat on her bones. So baby, you can see why I'm about to crack. You see, he went for beer and it never came back. Story of my life, really. It was a day of June at the honky-tonk heaven. It was 3 a.m. and we'd arrived about 7. The 50-cent beer made a magical aroma. Billy, he was trashed and I was almost in a coma. He got up to buy another round, and as he walked off, my head went down. That's all I recall, then it all went black. He went for beer and he never came back.
Never came back.
My mama told me to lose a man's a sin.
Never came back.
When you find a keeper, keep an eye on him. When I came to, my cheek was stuck to the table. Had to screw my face loose like a VHS.
That's pretty cool. I like that.
Looked around,
My friend writes really wordy songs, so thank God my musical theater side helps.
Kind of kicks in.
Yeah.
Now, do you write any of your own stuff too, though, Karen?
I do.
Or?
I write comedy songs, so I've been working on that. I have a partner right now, Bethany Therese, and we've written a couple of comedy songs for my show.
I was going to ask you about Bethany, because I think I've got something pulled up on the computer.
Yes.
Regarding
this is us playing our own instruments as well, so it's very silly.
Give me a moment.
Oh, no problem.
I had something pulled up there for on Karen's website.
We both met doing the Disney Cruise Line, the same job that Paul and I moved to Florida to do. So, 19 years later, Bethany and I are working together again.
Wow.
Mm-hmm. She's a stand-up comedian in her own right.
Those of you who don't know, Bethany and I are in long-term relationships.
Yeah, we sure are. Anybody here has been together 10 years or more? Woo! Just a few. We're weary, I know. So this song, we wrote thinking about our men. It's a little love song, so we're going to bring it down a lot and sing you this love song. Here we go.
Oh, and there's the Bill Murray sign, too, you're talking about.
Sometimes I want to kill you in your sleep. I just want to smother you with a pillow. You were the
I love the fact that you're playing a guitar and she's playing a ukulele also.
Yeah, there is
cool.
that. Oddly enough, she can do a picking pattern on the ukulele, so we leaned into that.
That's neat. Where, on stuff like that, where does most of the material come from? Is it a true collaboration, or is it something that she kind of brings to you or you bring to her? Or
Well, because it's a new working relationship, we found our way by finding something that we both have in common naturally, and then we write each line together. So in that situation, she said, I have this picking pattern. And so we started with that little bit of a loveliness, and then we said, oh, let's just put ridiculous lyrics on that. So then we both have long-term relationships, and we said, what are some things that they both do? We made a huge list of things that drive us crazy.
A huge list.
Huge. It was pages long.
Aware of this.
But eventually
That's okay, because remember, you're still gorgeous to her.
Yes.
So-
It took 2
Eventually-
floppy disks.
At least 2 floppies. And then we had to print everything out with a dot matrix. It was crazy all day. So what we found is that even though we had all those real specific things that drove us crazy, you go back to the things everyone can relate to. Men not listening. There's another thing about men not putting the toilet seat down. And then eventually we have a lyric in there that says, stop playing Red Dead Redemption with that 8-year-old with the 8-year-old in Des Moines. And don't watch Pornhub like you're learning from a TED Talk. That kind of thing.
Wow.
I thought it was TED Talk.
Exactly. So it's a true collaboration with her. It's really cool.
It is fun when you get into that, because I got to be in a comedy band for about 4 years called Bob Knows Best.
Okay.
And it's funny because it was 6 of us total, but we had 2 lead singers. One would occasionally play acoustic guitar on some songs. And then I was lead guitar player, we had a bass player and a drummer. So it was like really a 3-piece with 2 lead singers. The other guy would play washboard or cowbell or something odd, you know, and we didn't know what to do with him really. And he actually ended up, he wasn't that great of a musician, but he was such a major part of the visual for our stage presence, because there was a song that we did called Santa Got a DUI, and and the thing was that during that whole thing, Ed our 6th guy, would strip down to like a wife beater shirt, silk Santa Claus boxers, take his regular clothes and stuff it under his shirt like a tummy, so it looked like more like a pot belly kind of beer thing, whatever. Had the most horrible Santa Claus felt mask.
Oh, I love everything about it.
You know, and everything, whatever.
Yeah.
And then go out in the audience and pretend to be Santa Claus and actually steal somebody's beer and drink it during the song. And that was perfect for that.
The audience really reacts to the whole 360 angle of it. Like when we did the Boubet Sisters, we were always challenging them to pay attention. Now this person's got the lead. Now that person's doing this. Now they have a solo, and these people are going out and handing out bubbles.
Yeah.
I believe that all of my training from Second City and all the stuff I learned by doing murder mysteries all over the country and improvisation really taught me how to try to make sure we incorporated that, because it was very important to me that we never just stood and sang. I didn't want to be like those other girl groups.
Or stood and did stand-up. Now it's
Right. Now it's a combination.
It's a combination
Yeah.
of
And,
active
it's-
versions of both.
And that was just it, because when I was in Bob Knows Best, it's like I came strictly just from the musical side. Even though I've done theater and musical theater myself, most of my career has just been as a musician. So I saw the raw talent right away, and I didn't want to step on that talent. I just wanted to cultivate it as much as I could. And like I said, the band lasted 8 years total, but their fault was that there was so much infighting at a certain point, they couldn't get past certain things and start writing new material.
Yeah, it gets hard after a while when we had hours of material that was really solid.
Yeah.
And so then you want to just kind of write new material, but it's hard. It's always hard starting from a blank piece of paper. And so I even find that whenever I try to write my own songs, I get in my own way.
Now, do you also do parodies as well, or is it just strictly your own original comedy music?
Well, with the Boubet Sisters, it was all parodies except for one song that I had this idea about Taint Christmas. It's that time of year between Christmas and New Year's that Taint
quite either
Right.
one. So that was an original song that we had on our Christmas album, but the rest were parodies. And so that was a little bit easier than what Bethany and I are doing, only because the music was already written. So
Right.
now we have to come up with everything. But in a way, that's exciting too, because you're not stuck to a track. So whenever the Boobays would go into a comedy club, if a song wasn't working, we couldn't bail because we weren't
Right.
playing it live, which was fine because we were making fun of girl groups. But now Bethany and I, if something isn't working, we can end it quickly. We can change the key a lot easier. We can make sure that we own all the rights. So when we sell it, it's ours.
Right.
And we couldn't do that with the Boobays because we didn't own the rights to the actual music.
Wow.
Yeah. So, every day you live and learn and you do something new.
You do.
Yeah.
Because like for us with Bob Knows Best, it started off being mostly original comedy stuff. And a lot of it was college humor at the time. By the time we did our second album, we started to get into a little bit of the parody thing. And, and then as we kind of grew a little bit more, it started to become half and half. And it was fun. It was really a blast. And like I said, I mainly produced the band. So for me, it was just easier to just stand back and go, that song works, this doesn't. Let's change this one. Because like one good example, Graham wrote a song. Originally, it was a parody for Marvin Gaye's "Let's Get It On."
Oh, sure.
And
That's ripe for parody.
Very famous song. It's like, how do you deal with that? And because you don't want to screw it up, kind of a thing. And so his first initial idea was dealing with the wrath of Khan.
Oh, sure.
So you're hitting up Star Trek fans and so forth, whatever. But I'm going, well, that's okay, but you're kind of narrowing the audience. We need to have it wider to our audience because even our fans, only a portion might get it, as far as the reference to Wrath of Khan. And so he goes, well, the other idea was about Vaughn's Supermarket. Let's go to Vaughn's. Let's get it on. Let's go to Vaughn's. I'm like, everybody knows about Vaughn's, and that became one of our staple songs. As soon as I hit those first 5 notes on the guitar, people knew it was Let's Get It On, but at the same token, they got then accustomed to saying, oh, this is our version now.
That's the nice thing about parody is you can make not only the lyrics change, but because of what you're singing about, now you're parodying the actual song.
Yeah.
So you get a lot more mileage out of that.
Oh, yeah. Because I remember the first time we played it, we actually did it for our CD, our first CD party and everything. And we said, well, even though we're just put out this one, here's a newer song, it's going to go on our next album. And everybody thought we were going to play Let's Get It On. But then when they finally started listening to the lyrics, they were cracking up, And again, it became one of our staple songs, which was really good. So,
I've been trying to think how to ask this. When you write things, are you someone that's like you're always thinking, and writing it down, or do you don't? I mean, you probably have to set aside to write with a partner time. But
exactly.
How do you? Because for me, I'll have a dream and wake up and go, that reminds me, we could make a movie, and I'll write it down like at 4 a.m.
All 3 things you said, actually. So the whole idea of waking up with an idea is how I started the comedy show, because I woke up with an idea that maybe I could just continue with this gig that I already had in place. But since I was able to communicate with the bar owner, I was able to say, well, can I just take it over? And she was 100% on board, woke up with that idea. I never would have had the balls to think of that idea on my own. So it's the universe just saying, go do something. Here's this
well, good thing you had a pair of balls laying next to you.
Me.
Yeah.
And then as far as writing as a team, I literally find that interesting because I literally have to set up time with Bethany. So we'll know between this time and this time we are going to write, and that becomes a nice way to do it. But then the rest of the time I have a little notebook, which I just realized I left at my survival job, which if anyone opens it up, it's just going to be, it's a Gilda Radner notebook, and it's full of the craziest one-liners and stupid ideas, and wouldn't it be funny if this, and so I am always writing things down. The phone's great because I'm always recording ideas. Paul laughs because I will start to record something and I'm in the middle of talking, and then he'll start talking to me. Then his stupid talking gets on my idea for a thing. But all 3 of those.
Paul's going, check 1, 2, hello.
No, I just try and screw with her. I hear saying something like, oh, we should have rehearsal. I'll just start going, my balls!
And then that's on the note, so... But yes, all three. And I got to tell you again, writing is intimidating and you just have to keep forcing yourself to do it. And I have one song that's halfway written and I just got to get in there and finish it and quit being a baby about it.
What is it that you find intimidating?
That it won't be funny. And you don't know if it's funny until you get in front of people, and it's usually funny.
Yeah, that's
You're
very true.
usually fine, but I get in my head that just because I think it's funny doesn't mean other people are going to get it. But I mean, something as simple as mayonnaise sandwiches aren't just for breakfast. Okay, so that's something that I think is funny. But if you put that in a song about all the stupid stuff I ate as a little white trash kid, it'll be funny. Like, because nobody's eating mayonnaise sandwiches.
No.
But we did, right?
Wow.
Yeah, so stupid stuff. Or like I have this
I'll
other...
go downstairs, whatever, and just open up the jar and get a spoon and
Just
myself.
eat mayonnaise. I eat peanut butter out of the jar. That's what little white trash kids did.
Karen never had a peanut butter and
did that
jelly
too.
sandwich till she was an adult. She
No.
had
Really?
peanut butter,
Weirdo.
but not peanut butter and jelly.
We were so poor we didn't have jelly.
No wonder I like your wife. I'm the same way. I've never eaten peanut butter and jelly. I've always
Thank
eaten
you.
just peanut butter. Yeah.
Yeah.
'Cause I know because I don't like jelly because it's too sweet for me.
But
It kind of ruined
peanut
the
butter's
sandwich.
sweet.
No.
They're both-
No,
No.
it's a
Yes.
different
No.
flavor. But yes, that's what I find intimidating is my idea
chunky
other
or-
people won't like.
Chunky or creamy?
It's creamy.
Really?
Yeah, because we couldn't afford chunky. I don't know what the hell.
It was
we
that
were
extra dollar.
Yeah,
that's
screw
extra.
that. We're not doing that.
Do you find that writing makes you emotional?
Oh,
Do you
yeah.
have emotional ties? 'Cause
I really do.
I write both comedy and serious stuff. And I'll be sitting there just
You do?
bawling, writing a scene about something. A mother loses a daughter.
This is news to us.
And I'm writing it, and I literally start crying, or if I'm writing something funny, I'll start laughing and stuff. Do you find you do that? Or?
I do, and sometimes it's hard to write comedy because I find the sadness. I find comedy so sad. I'll find the really poignant thing that is so true to everyone that I have to remember, well, that's not what we're here for. Yeah.
It is. I mean, because comedy is based out of whatever pain somebody is going through.
And
you know?
I feel pain from everybody. I can just feel everyone's pain.
Because like we've had Craig Shoemaker on the show a couple of times.
Oh, cool.
Craig's a buddy of the program.
I love him.
And we've gone to see him several times too. When he's here locally in Orange County. And I think one of my favorite lines of his is that for his graduation, his mother came down and belly danced.
Oh, wow.
And the audience is cracking up. And he's, no, she went upstairs, changed. I got a present for you and your friends.
Right.
Comes down and dancing. And you're cracking up crying, but it's a true story.
Yeah,
Right.
It's like
And
everybody's
either
sitting
that-
there shocked.
Right, and it was it devastating for him and embarrassing?
Oh, yeah.
See, that's so real.
And what was funny, the last time we went to go see him, I don't know if you were with us, Steve, or not.
I didn't get to go last time.
Okay. He told us a story, or somebody, the audience. I've never seen an audience turn against a comedian like this. The audience was a lady in the room asked him about where his wedding ring was because he kept talking about his wife, and he's I think on his second marriage as well.
Oh, I was with you for this.
Well, you were with, yeah.
Yeah.
And
You, me, Skylar, and my mom.
yeah, and good God, the lady kept calling him out. Well, where's your wedding ring? Where's your wedding ring? Because he didn't have it on.
Right.
And he goes, well, what the hell is this? Kind of a thing. And it just so happened, he goes, here's the honest to God's truth. He lost his real wedding ring. I know, I can't talk right now. He lost his real ring at playing golf. So he didn't have it for a while. His wife got him a new one, but the new one doesn't fit properly.
Oh, is it a little loose or something?
So it's a little bit looser.
Yeah,
So
that's
he
annoying.
put it in his bag.
Mm-hmm.
The audience didn't believe him. So he had to go backstage, get his bag.
Didn't Johnny bring it out for him?
And Johnny LaQuasto, another friend of the program
Oh,
who's
my
been on our
God.
show, another comedian, comes out and goes, wait a minute, what are you doing back here? And Craig's going, audience doesn't believe me, I'm not wearing my wedding ring. So he goes back out, and then Johnny comes out and starts taking pictures of Craig Shoemaker going, see, the ring is too loose, you know?
It's amazing how people want you to be real now.
wow.
They really don't want characters. They really don't want any artifice. They want everything based in reality. And that's what Bethany brings to those songs, is she really pushes us to make sure whatever it is truth.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a tendency to do more like that Second City Toronto, where it's shtickala. So it's neat because bouquets weren't true. There was a bunch of women in dresses, and that's exactly fine for that. But this is more just real things.
And you try to get the combination, and I think when you get that nice gel, it works.
It's true, but
really,
it's farcical. And
exactly. Yeah, and that works really well.
Yep.
Well, we want to play a game with you.
Oh, good. All right, I love it.
Shoots and ladders.
No, wrong one. Wrong one.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, we're early for that one.
You meant this one.
Yes. Steve's already getting ready. Basically, you're going to retire on a deserted island. Okay. It's just you, nobody else out there.
All right.
All right. You can only take one candy bar. What would it be?
Reese's Peanut Butter Cups.
That's like the number one.
Number one answer.
Oh, because you get peanut butter and chocolate.
All right. You can only take one album with you, Karen. What would it be?
It would be Steve Winwood, the one that has Higher Love. Is that Back in the High Life?
Back in the High Life? Okay. You can only take one movie with you.
Ghostbusters.
Wow.
That's that one's clear. Yeah.
You can only take one type of food.
Pasta. I'm Italiano.
Oh, there you go. Okay. You can only take one person for conversation's sake. It cannot be Paul.
Lyle Lovett.
Oh,
he's fascinating. And the nicest person ever. Super smart.
Okay.
Yeah.
And here's everybody's favorite. You can take one person for sexual gratification. Cannot be Paul.
Oh, Colin Firth.
So it's kind of like Paul.
That was a little
exactly.
I'll allow it.
I was gonna say that was a little quick there.
Struggle put for a second.
These are
for
things
me.
I wake up with these answers every day, just like Steve was saying. I know what these are. Oh, this is fun.
I like that. She's prepared already for it. So there you go. So those are the island questions.
Thank you. That was really fun.
So,
What movie would you bring?
I cheated on mine. Mine would be The Godfather Legacy.
Oh.
Because it's 1 and 2 edited together in chronological order.
I need to watch that. How fascinating.
So you watch all of the flashbacks in 2 on how Vito Corleone came into power. And then after all the flashbacks are done, then you go into the wedding scene, which is the beginning of Godfather. And then, of course, then you go into Godfather 2 with all the contemporary stuff with Michael and everything in Cuba and so forth.
Yeah,
So-
in fact, you've said
great.
Karen Volpe, which is like a real Sicilian way to say it. Otherwise,
It's actually Volpe, right?
Volpe, yeah.
Volpe.
But either way, you need those Italians, as Laura needs the Italians.
Yeah, I'll get some people I know to help her
take care
out.
of you.
Volpe.
Some people.
Hey.
Hey.
We
Talk to the
came,
Radio Hall of Fame. We'll talk to the Radio
Well,
Hall of Fame.
my people came from
You know.
Sicily, so yeah.
Well, we got some people who know some people. Hey,
Hey, we know some people.
I think we were talking about this the other day at work real quick. One of my favorite movies is Analyze That. Or Analyze This. Actually, this is the first one. When Billy Crystal goes in for the meeting and just, oh, God, so good. Did you talk to the guy?
You're good.
Did you talk to the guy with the thing?
You're good.
The thing. Well, what thing? Well, was it the first thing or the second thing you want to talk about? How do I know? You're the one who brought it up. So good. I'll like fast forward to that section just to watch that whole thing.
As an actor, thinking about how to memorize that, just putting that together
great
without
Harold.
any hair. There's no air in it.
That's a great Harold Ramis.
Yeah, exactly. Well, thank you guys so much for listening to the rebroadcast of Karen Volpe when she joined us back in April. So we're going to go ahead and end the show now with one of her favorite songs. That's Right, You're Not From Texas by Lyle Lovett. And thank you so much. If you decide to finish to follow us, please do. You can find us at Twitter and also Instagram at Your Weekly Dose 1, and find us on Facebook at Your Weekly Dose. Thank you for this time. Thank you for Paul for coming in for paying homage and tribute to our dear friend Karen Volpe. Here is Lyle Lovett.
You say you're not from Texas, as if I couldn't tell. Well, you think you pull your boots on right and wear your hat so well. So pardon me my laughter, as I sure do understand. Even Moses got excited when he saw the promised land. That's right, you're not from Texas. That's right, you're not from Texas. That's right, you're not from Texas. But Texas wants you anyway. That's right, you're not from Texas. That's right, you're not from Texas. That's right, you're not from Texas. Texas wants you anyway. So I was born and raised in Texas, and it means so much to me. And though my girl comes from down in Georgia, we were up in Tennessee. And as we were driving down the highway, she asked me, baby, what's so great? How come you're always going on about your Lone Star State? I said, that's right, you're not from Texas. That's right, you're not from Texas. That's right, you're not from Texas. But Texas wants you anyway. That's right, you're not from Texas. That's right, you're not from Texas. That's right, you're not from Texas. Texas wants you anyway. On the road, it looked so lovely. She stood there on the side, and she grew small in my mirror as I watched her wave goodbye. From Carolina, they sure enough could sing. But when they came on down to Texas, we all showed them how to swing. Now David's on the radio, and old Champ's still on the guitar. And Uncle Walt, he's at home with Heidi, hiding in her loving arms. That's right, you're not from Texas. That's right, you're not from Texas. That's right, you're not from Texas. Texas wants you anyway. That's right, you're not from Texas. That's right, you're not from Texas. That's right, you're not from Texas. Texas wants you anyway. Saw their fair, but those old folks in the city, they don't even know you're there. At a dance hall down in Texas, that's the finest place to be. All the women, they're all looking beautiful, and their men will buy your beer for free. And they'll say, that's right, you're not from Texas. That's right, you're not from Texas. That's right, you're not from Texas. But Texas wants you anyway. That's right, you're not from Texas. That's right, you're not from Texas. That's right, you're not from Texas. Texas wants you anyway. So won't you let me help you, mister? Just pull your hat down the way I do, and buy your pants just a little longer. And next time somebody laughs at you, you just tell them you're not from Texas. That's right, you're not from Texas. That's right, you're not from Texas. But Texas wants you anyway. That's right, you're not from Texas. That's right, you're not from Texas. That's right, you're not from Texas. Texas wants you anyway. That's right, you're not from Texas. That's right, you're not from Texas. That's right, you're not from Texas. Texas wants you anyway. That's right, you're not from Texas. That's right, you're not from Texas. That's right, you're not from Texas. Texas wants you anyway. That's right, you're not from Texas.